A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all-old-time radio.
For a wash that's deep clean, sparkling clean, use Deep Cleaning Oxidol.
Oxidol is deep cleaning. Deep cleaning. Deep cleaning.
Oxidol's own Ma Perkins. Ladies, if you've been wondering about new developments in wash day products, here's sensational news I'm certain will surprise you. News that means a sparkling clean wash for you. Deep Cleaning Oxidol reaches deep down into fabrics and gets out the gray dirt left enclosed by the leading wash day suds, the leading shortcut suds. Now, this news was demonstrated to women recently in actual washing demonstrations. And today, you can hear in her own words what one of the women present at such a demonstration saw. Listen to Mrs. Guy C. Wallace of Flushing, New York.
In this washing demonstration, they used my clean clothes. At least I thought they were clean because I had just washed them with a leading stud the way you're told to. Then they washed those clothes over again, this time with Deep Cleaning Oxidol. You should have seen the dirty wash water come out of those clothes I thought were clean. That dirty wash water showed me Oxidol really can get out the gray dirt left enclosed by those leading shortcut suds.
Thanks, Mrs. Wallace. And ladies, here's something you can do next wash day. Use Deep Cleaning Oxidol and see for yourself how much dirt Oxidol can get out of your clothes. And even more important, look at the clothes themselves. When you use Deep Cleaning Oxidol, your clothes look sparkling white and bright. Your clothes feel soft and fluffy. Your clothes smell wind-blown, fresh and sweet. Yes, clothes look clean, feel clean, smell clean, because they are clean with Deep Cleaning Oxidol. Yet, Oxidol is really safe. Deep clean clothes stay brighter, new-looking longer. So don't wash clothes with suds that leave dirt in. Get clothes deep clean, sparkling clean with Deep Cleaning Oxidol.
Oxidol is deep cleaning. Deep cleaning. Deep cleaning.
Ask your dealer for Oxidol today. And now, for Ma Perkins. Well, we've never liked or trusted Cousin Sylvester. We know him to be deceitful, greedy, and dishonest. But yesterday, Ma learned that Sylvester had been in trouble with the police one time out west. And since Ma knows that Sylvester wants to marry Fay, and Ma's even heard through the grapevine that Sylvester hopes to elope with Fay, well, Ma's feelings can easily be imagined. And we mustn't forget that matter of Willie and Evie's money, which Sylvester swindled and has not yet returned. It's after 10 o'clock at night now, and Ma's just getting home. Listen.
Is that you, Ma? Yes, Faith. I left the car out in front. Would you ask Joseph to put it away, please?
I can't hear you, Carmen. The kitchen and the water's running.
Never mind, then, dear. I'm going up. Never mind, dear. It ain't important.
No, it's business, Ma. It's after 10 o'clock.
I was beginning to get worried. You didn't run out of gas or anything, did you? Oh, no, I didn't say. I was just wrong to doing, but it's no matter. But would you ask Joseph to put the car in the garage, please? I'm tired.
Well, I've got some tea on the stove. I was waiting for you to come back.
Joseph, come on. I reckon I'll go straight up. Say, Child, yes, I'll go straight up.
Well, Ma,
Don't you feel well? What is it? Where were you? I'm all right, dear. Paulette, all right?
Paulette? Well, of course she is. Oh, Ma, something's upsetting you. Why are you looking at me like that? Ma, you weren't at Willie's and Eddie's, were you?
No. Not at Willie's, no. Oh, Faye. Faye, Cecil tells me that I should ask you to your face. I should tell you what we... I can't. How can I? Let me go up.
Asking something to my face? You mean this is something something about me. Well, what is it? I haven't done anything. Nothing that I know of, anyway. Oh, Ma, for heaven's sake, what's the matter? You say you were way over at Chuckles?
Oh, she must have been wrong. Even if she went wrong, it's no business of mine, so why am I so upset? Martha never done nothing in her whole life that wasn't right and good. And even if you do this, why, it makes no affair of mine.
What? Do what? Please, Ma.
Oh, please. Say, dear, you know I don't like to interfere with other folks' wishes. I try not to tell you what to do or where to go or when to come back.
For heaven's sake, sometimes I wish you would tell me. If anything, you lean over too far, Ma, letting us kids make our own mistakes. But what am I doing now that's wrong, Ma?
Oh, who can say what's wrong? That's right. It's only... I'll tell it to you first. Benita's come to see me. Ram, would you going this afternoon? Cousin Benita.
Yes?
And Benita said that... She said that she heard Sylvester talking. How silly this is, you see. How silly this. She heard Sylvester saying something about elope. And so she was worried. And then she told me...
Elope? With me?
You mean that you know nothing about it?
Well, of all things, Sylvester elope with me?
Oh. Now, believe in me, we both said we just couldn't take it. We agreed that you must have been wrong. And if that's the case, I will say no more about it so far. Unless there's something that you'd like to tell your mother about.
But there's nothing to tell. I haven't anything against elopement in general. I suppose if a girl wants to elope, let her elope. It just never occurred to me that I didn't elope with Sylvester. But such an idea has never even crossed my mind. And I wonder what makes Sylvester so sure that I'm going to marry him in the first place. The longer I think about it, the more I think that maybe I won't get married.
Oh, no, Faye, now don't get angry for this. Like I said, Benita herself wasn't too sure. And so, what did you say? The longer you think about it, the more you feel that you don't want to get married.
Gee, I don't know, Ma. Here, move one step up and sit down. I'll sit on this step here. Of course, I want to get married, Ma. I've been saying so for 2 or 3 years. You see, it's Paulette. A little girl very much needs a father. It's her association with her father which will determine very largely the sort of man she herself will want to marry. So it's important for Paulette. But I also must say I believe it's important for me. You've given me the best home in this whole world, and I don't think for 1 minute I'm not happy here. I've been very happy. But I want more children. I want the kind of companionship that only marriage can give a person. I want to be in love again. Although maybe that's only a way of saying I want to be loved. And so I do want to get married. But as for Sylvester, oh, golly. Like the joke they tell about the fellow on the crooked poker game. They asked him, didn't he know it was crooked? And he said, sure, but it's the only game in town. Sylvester...
Why do you say crooked?
Well,
what makes you say crooked? Say, what have you heard? Who said anything?
Well, nobody said that. What do you mean? No, I was only saying Sylvester seems to be the only man around at the moment. Spencer Grayson's letters get fewer and farther between. Big bum. So I don't understand, Mark. Crooked?
Oh, never mind, dear. Anyway, you don't feel that it's all settled between you and Sylvester.
I feel that nothing's settled between me and Sylvester. In fact, we shuffle so down on him and all this commotion about did Sylvester take Willie and Evie's money for himself. You know, that mining stock. And Willie and Evie still haven't gotten their money back. No? Lately I've been viewing my fifth cousin, Mr. Sylvester Hammaker, with rather fishy eyes. even if I do say so myself. And as for this elopement business, next time I talk to him, I'm going to find out what's behind it.
Oh, now, that might not be necessary. Say, it ain't ever nice to stay to tell.
I'm not going to tell. Just going to find out what's cooking.
I won't have the roast chicken cooking if I don't get into the kitchen and have to.
All right, dear, I'll go up and get out of this fish.
Mm.
No, Ma. I'm practically through with it. I got most of it done. You just come have some tea with me. How's Sheffield? What do you have to say?
Oh, Sheffield's fine, dear. He's just fine. I mean, what he said.
Okay.
Phone? Well, land, it's closer to 11 than 10.
I'll get it. You go on in the kitchen and sit yourself down.
I might as well see how much you got done.
Hello?
Little Fay? It's me, Cousin Fay, your dreamboat. Not Sir Robert E. Lee, the SS Sylvester P. Hammaker.
Good evening, Sylvester P. Hammaker. Were your ears burning just a few minutes ago, Cousin Sylvester?
My ears? Burning? Cousin Fay, little Cousin Fay, when I think about you, which I practically do every minute, everything burns.
Well, now, really, Cousin Sylvester, one, you shouldn't say such things. And two, there is something I want to talk to you about. It has come to my attention that...
Hold it, little lady. Just hold the phone, Sugarfoot. I apologize. But where you're concerned, it's like the words of the old song. You're driving me crazy. And, point two. Would you and your good mother see your way clear to favor me with your presence tomorrow evening? It's, well, shall we say 8 p.m. in my very own stomach?
No, wait. What favor you with a... What did you say?
Well, it's a very important occasion, little lady. It's well, the entire family will foregather and assemble. Try and make it, little lady, please. In fact, I insist. 8 o'clock at our house.
No, but still that's it. But is this about Willie and Evie's money? What are you up to now, Sylvester?
Ladies, there's a new wash-day thrill waiting for you the first time you use Deep Cleaning Oxidol. Because Deep Cleaning Oxidol reaches deep down into the fibers of clothes, floats grimy dirt away, and gives you a wash that's sparkling clean. You can see what this means when you wash clothes with Oxidol. They're dazzling white and bright. You can feel they're soft and fluffy. You can smell they're sweet. Yes, clothes look clean, feel clean, smell clean, because they are clean with Deep Cleaning Oxidol. So for a wash that's deep clean, sparkling clean, get Deep Cleaning Oxidol at your dealers now in the same familiar Oxidol package. And what is Sylvester up to? Is it really possible that Fay can be thinking of marrying him? But Sylvester's clever. And that's what alarms us tomorrow. But now this is Charlie Warren inviting you to listen again tomorrow, same time, same station, to Oxidol's own Ma Perkins with Virginia Payne. Ma Perkins is directed by Edwin Wolfe. For a wash that's deep clean, sparkling clean, use Deep Cleaning Oxidol.
Oxidol is deep cleaning. Deep cleaning. Deep cleaning.
The secret word tonight is water. W-A-T-E-R.
Really?
You bet your life. The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
Gad, what a cad. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with 1,500 smackers for one of our couples.
Groucho, our studio audience selected some newlyweds to be on our show tonight just before we went on the air, and here they come, Mr. and Mrs. Jerry Engel. Come on in here and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, youngsters, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mr. and Mrs. Jerry, newlyweds. Well, I'm always happy to see newlyweds up here. It gives us a warm, cozy, glowing feeling. Say, I sound like Fireside Theater. You're the groom, I presume, huh? Pretty sharp tonight. Where are you all from?
Well, I'm from Long Beach.
How long since you left Long Beach?
10 years.
You mean it took you that long to get a bus?
No.
And Mrs. Engel, huh? What's your first name?
Laurie.
Laurie?
Yes.
Like a motor Laurie, you mean? Laurie, huh? Like Annie Lo. Where are you from?
The Bronx.
Wow. How old are you, Laurie? I realize the gentleman never asked that question, so how old are you?
I'm 20.
20, huh? Whereabouts in the Bronx did you live? I used to live in the Bronx years ago.
I live near the Bronx Zoo.
You lived near the Bronx Zoo? I lived in it. Well, let's find out something about you two. Jerry, how newlywed are you? Are you still on your honeymoon?
Well, yes and no.
Yes and no? You mean she's still honeymooning, but the honeymoon is over as far as you're concerned, is that it? Would you straighten me out, Laurie?
Well, the formal honeymoon is over, but, we hope that our marriage will always be honeymoon.
Well, that's what I like about newlyweds. They're so warm and cozy and glowing. Plus that they haven't the slightest idea what they're talking about. Now, I hope with you that your marriage will be a long and successful one and that you have a constant honeymoon up until your golden wedding. And then you can start slugging it out. What sort of work do you do, Jerry?
Well, at the present time, Mr. Marx, I'm an auditor, and I'm hoping to become a CPA.
It must be a pretty shady racket if you have to spell it. What is a CPA? Is that anything like an APA or an OPA?
No, that stands for a Certified Public Accountant.
Well, how do I know you're certified? You don't even look homogenized. What does certified mean? They vaccinate you or something each morning before you go to work?
Well, a certified public accountant is an accountant who's been licensed by the state.
Why do I always run into these curious occupations? Why couldn't you just come up here and say you were a plumber?
No, I'm not a plumber.
Well, if you were, you'd have to hire your own CPA. I know, I paid a plumbing bill yesterday. $19 for a washer. Laurie, what kind of work does your husband do?
He balances books, and he helps fix income tax statements. He
you don't mean that he fixes them, huh? You mean that he prepares them? Is that what you mean? First you prepare them, and then they get fixed. Suppose I hired you. What could you do for me, Jerry?
Well, it depends. It matters what your requirements are.
My requirements are very simple. A loaf of bread, a jug of wine, and Phil Spitalny's all-girl orchestra. Well, Jerry, stop evading the issue. What kind of services could you perform for me?
Well, I could manage your personal affairs.
Thanks. If it's all the same to you, I'll manage my own personal. And you, a newlywed, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $1,500 question. But before you do, here's something that every young couple should know.
The 1952 DeSoto gives you greater safety than ever with big 12-inch Safeguard hydraulic brakes. Just a slight pedal pressure brings you to a smooth, straight-line stop. And here's why. On the front brakes, One shoe is anchored at the top and the other at the bottom. Thus, the rotation of the wheel wedges the shoe between the anchor and the drum, adding to the effective braking force. No doubt about it. No car in America has bigger, better brakes than the 1952 DeSoto. And no car in America has a handier, safer parking brake either. DeSoto's parking brake is part of an independent braking system and gives 3 times the holding power of ordinary parking brakes. So drive a DeSoto before you decide. Safe to drive, a beauty to look at, and a real value, too. The car that's designed for you and your budget, too. The great new 1952 DeSoto. Now at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the low-priced car, most like high-priced cars.
All right, now let's see how you work together as a team. George, would you mind explaining the rules to these Hansel and Gretel over here?
All right. You bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions, and the couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $1,500 DeSoto Plymouth question later in the show.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected adjacent states. Here's your first question. How much of the $20 are you going to bet?
16.
This is 16. All right. What state is directly north of Oregon?
Washington.
Washington is right.
Well, you're off to a good start. You have $36.
Remember, you're going for $1,500 tonight. How much of your $36 will you bet on your second question?
35.
35. What state is directly west of Texas?
Texas is New Mexico.
New Mexico is on the button.
Really on your way. You have $71.
Aren't you proud of him, Laurie?
Yes.
Here's your third question. How much of the 71 are you going to go for?
70.
She's the boss.
When they start admitting that on the 6th month. All right, you're going to bet 70. What state is directly west of Utah?
Utah. Nevada.
Nevada is correct.
You now have $141.
And here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 141?
All of it.
All right. What state is directly south of Georgia?
Florida.
Florida is right. Give him a big kiss.
And you wind up with $282.
Put it there, kid. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We have a barber and a lady pharmacist for you now, Groucho. They both were selected from the audience just before we went on the air. Miss Nadine McLaughlin, Mr. Louis Horrow. Come in here and meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome to Your Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Let's see now. A lady pharmacist and a barber, eh? Miss McLaughlin, are you the barber?
No, I'm the pharmacist.
Oh, you're the pharmacist. May I ask how old you are?
I'm 21.
21. Are you married?
Yes.
Well, I'm off to Mexico anyhow. Tell me, you say you're married. Is he a pharmacist's mate?
Well, yes. And I'm a pharmacist's mate because he's a pharmacist and I'm a pharmacist.
Oh, both pharmacists, huh?
Right.
Oh, you're really a drug on the market between you. How did you meet your husband?
Well, it was down in the laboratory at the University of Southern California, and we were rolling pills together. And, well, one thing led to another, and...
Yes, I guess. What do you mean? You were rolling pills down the hall? Or...
No, you roll them in your fingers.
Oh, is that the way you roll pills? Oh. And what happened? You like the way he was rolling these things?
Well, I decided that if I couldn't catch a husband in pharmacy school, where the boys outnumbered the girls 20-1, that I'd be doomed to sell aspirin the rest of my life.
What grain? Do you remember?
What difference does it make?
It really doesn't make any difference. But it's always nice to have some kind of a rejoinder. When somebody gets through making a statement that bewilders me. Mr. Louis Harrow, huh?
Yes,
you
sir?
must be the barber, huh?
Yes, I am.
Where are you from, Louis?
I'm from Guadalajara, Mexico.
Oh, I Guadalajara at home. She's about 5 years old now. I'll be in Mexico tomorrow morning.
Well, congratulations.
Are you congratulating me or Mexico? Oh. Are you married, Louis?
Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm. You have children?
Oh, we only have 5 children. That's the first batch, you know.
First batch. What are you raising? Cookies? I guess these are raisin cookies. What are their names? Do you recall any of their names?
Well, it's quite confusing. You see, my oldest boy's name is after me, and my daughter's after my wife.
The older boy is after you?
I mean, has the same name as mine.
Oh.
So
what's his name?
Louis.
Oh.
So
It's a coincidence. That's the same name you've got.
So we call him...
wonders never cease.
So we call him by numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make it easier, so it won't be so confusing.
What do you mean? Make it easier for the next batch, you mean?
Well...
You're going to start off again with Louis on the second 5?
Well, probably we start a family of Louis the 15th, probably.
Pretty snappy with the quips, this Bob. That's the type that won't let you read a newspaper. How'd you meet your wife, number 1?
Well, I met her in a department store. I went in there to get some shirts. Unfortunately, I didn't know my size, so she was very glad to tell me what size I was supposed to wear.
How old were you then, Louis?
Well, I was 21.
You were 21? You didn't know what size shirt you wore?
No.
I may not go to Mexico, Louis. Well, you've taught me a lot tonight, and if I'm smart, I'll never take another pill unless I'm getting my hair cut. And if you're smart, you'll visit your DeSoto Plymouth dealer for the best in service. Remember that, Nadine. And you too, Louis. Okay. Now you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You beat our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,500 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
The newlyweds won $282, and the secret word is water.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected United States river cities. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
Well, 16. 16.
All right. It's $16. On what river is the city of Cincinnati?
Ohio.
That's right, Ohio. You know, you can talk it over. Well, you're on your way. You have $36. Remember, you're going for $1,500 tonight. How much of the 36 will you bet on your second question?
33.
33. On what river is the city of El Paso?
Rio Grande.
Rio Grande is right.
You now have $69.
Rio Grande. Here's your third question, then. How much will you bet at the 69 smackers?
How many more rivers do you know?
Well, there's no rivers. He fought Battling Nelson and Old Man Rivers.
67.
67, all right. And what river is the city of Minneapolis? On what river? On what river is the city of Minneapolis?
St. Lawrence?
Yes.
St. Lawrence?
Mississippi River runs all the way down from Minneapolis down to New Orleans.
You now have $2.
All right, here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much will you bet?
$2. $2.
$2. On what river is the city of Albany?
Albany, that's in New York.
Take a guess.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's the Hudson River.
Roger.
Well, we can't let you go away from here broke. I'll give you one more question. You answer it correctly, and we'll see that you don't leave here with less than $25. You've got nothing, so the $25 will make up the difference. That's obscure to me, too. Now, think hard now, and please no help from the audience. In what city do you find the Hollywood YWCA?
Hollywood?
Hollywood is right. Put it in. Thanks, and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We asked if there were any women present tonight who had unusual hobbies. And just before we went on the air, Mrs. Mary V. Hood was selected. Her partner, Mr. James W. Monte is a very unusual man, Groucho, and I'm sure you'll understand why I invite him to be at our show tonight when you meet him. So, folks, come on in and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, kids, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mrs. Mary V. Hood and Mr. James W. Monte. Mrs. Hood, where are you from originally?
I was born at Raliegh in France.
You were born in France? Mm-hmm. That's a kind of a strange name, isn't it? That isn't a French name, is it? Hood?
Hood? No. I'm an American citizen.
Oh, I see. What does your husband do, Mrs. Hood?
He teaches mathematics.
You mean like addition and subtraction?
No, he's college education.
Oh, long division, eh?
Well, he calls it integral calculus and analytics and, nasty things like that. Long words. Great big long words.
Well,
25 years, I haven't had time yet to know it.
You haven't absorbed any of this, Mrs. Hood?
I'm careful what I learn.
I'm not. I'm infected with trivia of all kinds. Mr. Monte, where were you born?
Born in Macomb, Illinois, in a log cabin.
In a log cabin, huh?
Yeah.
How old are you?
Well, on my next birthday, I'll be 90 years old.
Well, you must have been born quite some time ago.
Yeah. A few days ago.
You're almost 90 years old?
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Monte, we get familiar in a hurry around here. What shall I call you?
Everybody calls me Daddy.
I'll be very happy to call you Daddy. Happier than you realize. Imagine me calling anyone Daddy. I'll call you Dada. Now, you can call me number one. Or Louis, if you prefer. Are you married, Dad?
Yes, sir.
You are, huh? How long you been married?
57 years.
Well, stick to it. It may work out all right. How large is your clan? Or how green is my valley, I suppose? How large is your family?
4 children, 7 grandchildren, 7 great-grandchildren.
How about great-great-grandchildren?
You have to give me time.
Now, after 57 years of marriage, have you any advice for younger married couples?
Well, I'd advise a man never to argue with a woman.
You don't believe in arguing with a woman, is that it?
No, sir.
Well, that's sound advice, Dad. If we all did that, we'd all live to be 90. Mrs. Hood, how long have you been married?
26 years.
Do you have any advice for younger married couples?
Yes. First of all, never buy anything that costs more than $10 without talking it over. But that doesn't mean to say that you shouldn't talk everything over, even if it does lead to an argument. It clears the air eventually.
Now, Dad, this isn't exactly in accord with your philosophy. What have you got to say about that?
I guess she's right.
No wonder he got to be 90. Now, Mrs. Hood, I understand you have an interesting hobby. Could you tell us what it is?
Well, I'm an ecologist.
I'm sorry, but that isn't the secret word tonight. A nice try, though. What do you mean, an ecologist?
We study the interrelationship of plants, animals, soil, and water.
Oh.
That's the beginning.
Well, you said water. That's the secret word. So you and Pappy over here split $100 between you. 50 for you and 50 for you. In other words, you're a conservationist. Is that right?
That's a good explanation of it.
A conservationist is someone who likes to talk.
Well, all
to make conservation, isn't it? And I've just made too much in the last 5 seconds. Now, Dad Fenneman says you're a very unusual man. I'd like to know why, besides the fact that you're a vigorous, healthy 90.
Because I fly.
You mean you just flap your arms and take off?
No, sir. I fly an airplane.
Wait a minute. At 90, you actually pilot a plane?
Yes, sir.
It's extraordinary. At 90, a man is unusual if he can pilot a rocking chair. How long have you been a pilot, Junior?
I've been a pilot now for quite a while. The young fellow.
Well, that was quite a while, all right. I'm curious. Are there any licensed pilots around who are older than you?
I'm told I'm the oldest active licensed pilot in the world.
Oh, when did you first get the urge to pilot a flying machine?
When I was 8 years old.
Well, that's old enough. Why didn't you fly one?
Oh, they wasn't invented at that time.
A flimsy excuse if I ever heard it. Well, how did you get the urge to fly if there weren't any airplanes?
I had a vision that I'd fly like the heavy-bodied bird, soar through the skies from city to city and ocean to ocean. Nobody could ever talk me out of it.
Is there any special ambition you have as a pilot?
I want to fly a jet.
Well, you look just like the movie version of a jet pilot. Why would you like to do that?
Well, bring me up to date.
Dad, you're just a 90-year-old hot rod driver.
I've flown everything from Virginia to DC-6.
You have, eh? Now, do you think it'd be a good idea if everybody learned to fly a plane so we could all get around faster?
I think it would. Everybody learn to fly a plane to get around faster, but the point is to know what they're going to do when they get there.
Now, Dad, you're all right. And even if you weren't piloting in an airplane, the rest of us would still have to look up to you. I'm proud to meet a man with your vigor at the age of 90.
Thank you.
Well, it's been interesting talking to you two. And, Dad, you've restored my confidence in flying. I won't get sick anymore when I lick an airplane stand. Now then, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,500 question. You run your $20 no more than our other couples. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
The newlyweds still lead with $282, and the secret word is water.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can bid you $20. You selected famous physical characteristics. Here's your first question. How much of the 20 will you try?
15.
15.
Is that right?
All right. What was the
15.
name of the large-sized Philistine who was slain by David's slingshot?
David and Goliath.
Goliath is right.
Well, you're off to a good start. You have $35.
I'll be going for $1,500 tonight. How much of the $35 will you bet on your second question?
30.
Yeah, 30.
$30. What was the name of the little wooden boy whose nose grew when he told a lie?
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio is right.
You now have $65.
Here's your third question. How much of the 65 will you bet?
60.
60? What long-nosed poet helped woo his friend's girl, Roxanne?
Oh, I know it. Suivez ma panache blanche. Cyrano de Bergerac.
Cyrano is right.
You've now climbed to $125.
Imagine a Frenchwoman always missing that, huh?
$120.
Is that what you're going to bet? Okay, here we go. It's the last chance to beat the other couples, $120. What was the name of the strong man who was weakened when his hair was cut?
Samson.
Samson and Delilah.
Well, you wind up with $245, and that means that the newlyweds with $282 in just 1 minute get a chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,500 question.
George, I got a nice letter from a Mr. Albert L. Mackenzie of Campbell, California, and I wonder if you'd mind reading it.
Oh, gladly. Let's see. Mr. Mackenzie writes, Dear Mr. Marks, I followed your advice, went into a DeSoto Plymouth dealer and told them Groucho sent me. Well, I purchased a used car. It was fairly priced, and I'm very happy with it. and I received a very satisfactory allowance on my old car. The dealer was courteous and very efficient, and had that rare gift of making me feel at home and welcome. The deal was somehow lifted out of the realm of a mere business transaction where you simply got what you paid for and placed on an entirely different plane. It was a novel and pleasing experience I thought you might be interested in hearing. Yours very truly, Albert L. Mackenzie. And friends, I'm sure you'd like that kind of treatment too. So if you're interested in a used car, visit a DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
And when you do, tell them Groucho sent you.
And here are the newlyweds, the winning couple, all set for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,500 question, Groucho.
Yeah, for $1,500. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully, and please no help from the audience. Ready? One of the most famous opera houses in the world is located in Milland, Italy. For $1,500, what is the name of this great musical landmark? Talk it over. What's the answer you two have decided upon? Take a guess.
Vespucci?
No, I'm sorry. It's La Scala. Correct answer is La Scala, so that means the big question next week will be worth $2,000. Well, you lost the big money, but how much did they win in the quiz, George?
$282.
Well, that's not too bad. Congratulations, and thanks to both of you and to all of our contestants on the show tonight.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $2,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, see the 1952 DeSoto.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. You can't control the weather, but you can control your speed. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
Oh, George, we've got company.
This is Bill Goodwin speaking for Lever Brothers, makers of Swan, the new white floating soap that's pure as fine castiles. Well, it's Tuesday night again, time for another pleasant visit with George Burns and Gracie Allen. Our guest star, Ray Milland, Jimmy Cash, Felix Mills and his orchestra, and the Swantet. Now, meet the people who live in the Burns house, George and Gracie. Well, it's morning in the Burns home, and as George comes into the living room, he is greeted by a very excited Gracie.
Oh, George, I've got the most sensational news. You'll never believe it.
What is it?
Well, what's the most unbelievable thing you can think of?
Hitler's going to be a guest star on Eddie Cantor's program.
No. More unbelievable than that.
Well, what?
Tootsie Stackwell is going to get married.
That I don't believe. Nobody would marry that dame.
Why, George, Tootsie's very attractive. She has a perfectly balanced face.
Balanced?
Certainly. What if her chin does recede? Her teeth stick way out?
Yeah, that sort of makes it balanced.
Yeah, and her figure is pretty, too. You just ought to get a look at Tootsie in a sweater. You've never seen such beautiful ribs.
Yeah, she's a dream. Who is she going to marry?
A soldier. He just got back from 6 months in the jungle, and Tootsie was the first woman he saw.
Ah, the poor kid.
We're going to have the wedding right here in this room. Oh, that reminds me. I better call the locksmith.
The locksmith?
Yeah, the lock on that door doesn't work, and Tootsie has lost so many men that way.
You think of everything. Now, Gracie, would you just put the wedding aside? I've got some wonderful news for you.
What is it, dear?
Well, there's going to be a very big bond rally tonight, and you and I are going to help out with the entertainment.
Oh, wonderful. We want to do everything we can.
Yeah, but just listen to this. The man in charge of the bond rally is coming over to see us. You'll be terribly excited when you find out who he is.
Who?
Ray Milland.
Ray Milland. Yeah. He's kind of cute.
Kind of cute. Most women are nuts about that guy.
Oh, well, that's only because they aren't married to you, darling.
Really?
Yeah, would any woman in her right mind prefer Ray Milland to George Burns?
So he doesn't excite you,
Oh,
huh?
of course not. Does the tiger's mate get excited when she sees a chipmunk?
You'd rather have me than Ray Milland, huh?
Oh, sure. Youth and good looks aren't everything.
No, I guess not.
Women may be crazy about him today, but will they be crazy about him 10 years from now? Or when he gets to be your age?
Well, never mind.
Oh!
Hey, Ken. Why, is that Milland already?
No, it's probably the happy bride. I'm expecting her. Come in.
Oh, Gracie!
Oh, Tootsie.
Oh, no.
It's off, Gracie. My marriage is all off.
But, Tootsie, that soldier boy, you told me.
I know, but he isn't going through with it. He decided he'd rather go back and fight the Japs.
Oh, the coward.
Well, I'm going into the library. Call me when Ray Milland gets there.
Oh, Gracie, I guess I'll just never get a husband. I thought sure I had this one.
Oh, me too. I wonder what he sees in those Japs anyway. They all have yellow skin and buck teeth and wear glasses. You don't wear glasses.
Gracie, what am I going to do?
Oh, Tootsie, you've been going about this wrong. The trouble with you is that you'll marry any man.
Well, what else is there to marry?
Well, that isn't what I mean. You should set your cap for somebody big, a handsome movie star like Ray Milland.
Ray Milland?
Well, yes, he's coming over here this afternoon. And, Tootsie, I can't think of any reason why you shouldn't marry him.
Marry him? Oh, but Gracie, I've never met the man. I don't know anything about him.
Well, I'll tell you everything you want to know. He's about average height.
That's enough. I'll marry him.
Well, that's settled. And, Tootsie, I'm sure you'll find it just as easy to get Ray Milland as any ordinary man.
Gee, I hope not.
Hello, girl.
Oh, hello, Bill. Oh, Bill, you're the first to hear the news.
Oh, really? What news?
Well, Tootsie Sagwell and Ray Milland are going before a justice of the peace.
Oh, well, what's he suing you for, Tootsie? Assault and battery?
Oh, he's not suing her. He's marrying her.
Oh, come now, Gracie. Ray Milland marry an old maid like Tootsie?
He's not marrying an old maid. He's marrying a bachelor girl.
Well, yeah, but maybe he'd like one that looks less like a bachelor and more like a girl.
You're just bitter because you've lost, Tootsie. Be a good sport.
Well, okay, Gracie. Congratulations, Tootsie.
Thanks, Bill.
Say, Tootsie, I suppose by and by you'd like to present your husband with a little bundle of happiness. Well, listen, if you would, have a little talk with me first. Well, certainly, Toots, I can get you a bundle of Swan soap at a moment's notice.
Oh, Bill.
Every bar of Swan is a real bundle of happiness. It helps you get your work done more easily because Swan is the new white floating soap that's 4 soaps in 1. The soap for your hands and face, the soap for bathing the baby, the soap for your dishes, and for your light laundry. 4 swell soaps in 1, a great wartime buy. A real bundle of joy.
But, Bill, I had another kind of bundle in mind. You know, the kind you always say to bathe with Swan.
Oh, you mean a bundle of dishes? Oh, sure. Swan's perfect for dishes, loads of suds, and real protection for your hands at the same time. You see, Swan is so mild and gentle that your hands never get that dish panty look. Swan helps keep them looking lovely.
Well, Bill, Tootsie doesn't mean a bundle of dishes.
No?
She means the kind of bundle the stork brings. You know, something that'll look like Tootsie.
Oh, a baby stork. No, you better stick to Swan, Tootsie. You can't break a stork in two and use half in the kitchen for dishes and light laundry and half in the bathroom for your tub or shower. Well, girls, so long.
Oh, Bill, just to show there's no hard feelings, will you be the best man at our wedding?
By far.
Oh, Gracie, I wish Ray Milland would hurry and get here. I'm so excited.
Well, I'll go upstairs and get my wedding dress for you to be married in, Tootsie.
Your wedding dress? Oh, but Gracie, I'm 2 feet taller than you.
Oh, well, that's all right. Instead of putting orange blossoms on your head, we can drape them around your legs.
Gracie, you're so clever.
Time for Felix Mills and his orchestra. Tonight with the Swantet, a bright Mills arrangement of In My Arms.
His cousin had sent him a sweater, and his sister wrote a letter. But he wanted something much better, this boy who was sailing away. For his buddies were there with their sweethearts, all around him with their sweethearts. Now he'd never had any sweethearts, and over he'd say, In my arms, in my arms, in my arms, I'm never gonna get a girl in my arms. In my arms, in my arms, in my arms, I'm never gonna get a bundle of charms. Comes the dawn, I'll be gone. I just gotta have a honey hole in me time.
You can keep your knitting and your purling if I'm a-gonna go to Berlin.
Give me a girl in my arms
Ray Milland is on his way to the Burns home to discuss the bond rally. Gracie is giving Tootsie her last-minute instructions.
Now, here's my wedding dress, Tootsie. Put it on and meet me backstage at the bond rally at 8 o'clock.
Gracie, am I going to be married right up on the stage?
Well, sure. The people will buy bonds to see your wedding. Just think you'll be helping Uncle Sam win by marrying Ray Milland.
I regret that I have but one life to give for my country.
You better run along now. He'll be here any minute.
You mean I'm not going to meet him now?
Oh, no. It would be bad luck for the groom to see the bride before the wedding. Especially in this case.
But Gracie,
Oh, no, Tootsie. I don't want him to set eyes on you until after I've established a bridgehead.
Oh, all right.
I can't wait to see if Mr. Milland looks the same in person as he does on the screen.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Oh, well, you never know with these movie actors, Tootsie. In pictures, some of them wear toupees and girdles and false eyelashes and heaven knows what.
Really?
Yes. And you don't want a husband you have to assemble every morning. My goodness. Between the two of you, you'd never get dressed.
Well, Gracie, I wouldn't care.
Oh, there he is. Quick, Tootsie, out the back door.
Can I just stay long enough to give him one fast hug?
No. He might fall apart in your arms. Before I even discuss your marriage to him, I'm going to make sure he's all Ray Milland.
Well, all right. See you at the bond rally at 8.
I'm coming. Oh, well, hello, Mr. Milland. Won't you come in?
Thank you very much. I guess you know why I'm here, Mrs. Burns?
Mm-hmm. Better than you do. You know, Mr. Milland, you look as cute in person as you do on the screen.
Oh, really?
Yes. But, of course, one never knows, does one? Won't you sit down?
Oh, thanks.
Go on, relax. Make yourself comfortable. Loosen your girdle.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, come, Mr. Milland. Don't blink your false eyelashes at me.
Mrs. Burns, I don't wear a girdle and my eyelashes are not false.
Oh, well, that's fine. I was just joking. Oh, come on, Mr. Milland. Smile. It was just a joke. That's better. I like your smile. Your teeth are so white and dazzling.
Thank you.
They do some wonderful work these days, don't they?
Mrs. Burns, are you by any chance...
Oh, and I love your hair. It's so soft and nice looking.
Well, thank you. I grow it myself.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. You're really very attractive, Mr. Milland. I'll bet when you take a girl in your arms, they are your arms.
Oh, yes. Yes. Had them for years. Mrs. Burns, are you by any chance pulling my leg?
No, but maybe I'd better.
Oh, I assure you. No. I assure you that I'm all in one piece.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
Mrs. Burns, whatever gave you the idea that men are put together with strings?
Oh, hello.
What did you ask me, Mr. Milland?
Oh, never mind. I see.
I'm glad you're here, Ray. I've got some wonderful ideas for the bond rally tonight. I think if I sing a few songs...
George.
Yes, dear?
You're incredibly handsome.
Oh, stop.
Oh, you really are, dear. I adore the way your nose just comes leaping out of your profile.
Gracie, what's the idea?
Well, I'm showing Mr. Milland how wonderful married life is. You see, Mr. Milland, that's the way I always flatter my husband.
Very interesting.
Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, there's not another woman in the world like Gracie.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Well, you're wrong. She's not as pretty as I am.
Gracie, would you run out into the kitchen and fix Ray and me a couple of sandwiches?
Why, of course, darling. See, Mr. Milland, that's another duty of a wife. She always keeps an eye on her husband's stomach.
Well, it's nice of George to make it so easy for you.
I'll be back in a jiffy.
Now, Ray, don't worry about the entertainment at the bond rally because I'll sing about 7 or 8 songs. Get this for a climax. You see, I walk on singing, oh, bum, 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 down in the garden where the red rose grows.
George.
Oh, my, I love you
George.
so. Love me like a flower.
George! I'm not sure that's quite the thing we want.
Well, you want the people to buy bonds, don't you?
Yes, but I'd rather not use third-degree methods.
Well, you don't have to worry about my song, Ray. I was a riot in vaudeville. In fact, I closed the show with that number.
I can well believe it.
Well, just listen to the whole thing.
George.
Oh, bum, 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 down.
George.
Yes?
Here are some sandwiches.
Stick one in George's mouth, quick.
Ray seems to be a little in doubt about my singing.
Oh, George is wonderful. He can sing anything. He even used to dress up as a bride and sing, "There Was I Waiting at the Church."
Yeah. Gee, I got a terrific press notice in Altoona. I'll get it and show Ray.
Oh, George, wait. Yeah. Don't bring the Altoona notice.
Why, dear?
No, it was Scranton where your uncle worked on the paper.
Gracie, we're in trouble. George is determined to sing as the climax of our show.
Oh. Well, I've got a much better idea for the climax. An idea that will attract thousands of people and sell millions of dollars worth of bonds.
Wonderful. What is it?
Well, you'll get married right on the stage.
Married? Oh, no.
Oh, no, wait a minute,
no,
wait a minute.
No.
Wait till I show you the picture of the girl you're going to marry. Here, look at this. Cute, huh?
Cute? Why, this is... Oh, now I get it. This is terrific. The audience will love it.
Oh, well, then you'll do it?
Why, of course I'll do it. What an idea. George dressed up as a woman.
But, Mr. Milland...
Oh, it'll be a riot, Gracie. Oh, you're a genius.
I am?
Well, for a minute I thought you really wanted me to marry a woman.
You did? Silly boy.
The people will scream when I marry George.
Yeah. Of course, at the wedding, you'd better call him Tootsie.
Oh, murder, what a name, Tootsie!
Hey, Ray, I couldn't find... Hey, what are you so happy about?
Oh, because my worries are over, George. I know we've got to finish for the Bond rally that couldn't be topped.
Well, gee, I'm glad you think so. Thanks for fixing it, Gracie.
Oh, no fooling. It'll be the talk of the town.
Well, it's mighty sweet of you. Oh, bum, 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 down in the garden where the red rose grows.
Yes, you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying our Bond rally, and we've got some more great entertainment for you. I guess you've noticed that I'm not making any mention of that ever-loving stuff with the bird's name. You know, the stuff that breaks in two. Well, that's because tonight we're only interested in one kind of soap, the soap that's going to wash up the Axis, United States war bonds. And now, I'd like to introduce one of the great personalities of the entertainment world. A star whose voice you've heard many times, and who's...
Oh, bum, 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 down in the garden where the red rose grows.
No,
George.
I
love you so.
George, wait.
Oh.
No.
No?
Not that voice.
Well, it's the only one I've got.
Well, yeah, but it isn't time for it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to meet Ray Milland.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Friends, the attack is on. All over the world, your boys and your dollars are on the offensive. The defense bonds and the war bonds you bought during the first and second war loan drives were turned into the fire and steel that held the bridgehead at Salerno. Every last bayonet that swept the enemy from Salamaua and Laie was bought and paid for by you. And the invasion bonds that I'm asking you to buy tonight will force that enemy back to the shores of Japan and beyond the crumbling walls of Fortress Europe. This is your invasion. You made it possible. And now that the initiative is ours, you can't afford to fail. Back the attack with the purchase of at least one extra $100 bond each. We've got to dig deep. Dig and dig and dig until we can't dig any deeper. And then dig some more. Remember that every dollar you invest will bring this war to an end just a little bit sooner. I know that all of you have a relative, a friend, a boy you love in our armed forces. When you buy a bond, you're buying him a ticket home. But remember, our enemies are still strong and ruthless. That trip may be a long way off. How long depends on you.
Thank you, Ray. You said it for all of us. And now I'd like to present a fine artist, a man with a great singing voice. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is.
Oh, bum, 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 down in the garden where the red rose grows.
No, George.
Oh, my,
no.
I love you so.
No, George.
No.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Jimmy Cash.
No.
The drugstore on the corner, the schoolhouse further down, the little church on Main Street in a sleepy little town. When I come back, I want to see the things that mean so much to me. The baseball games in summer, election day in fall, the kids around the jukebox almost any time at all. When I come back, I want to see the things that mean so much to me. Stopping the car for hot dogs and drinks in paper cups, having so much excitement when the neighbor's dog has pups, reading the Sunday funnies, Dick Tracy's downs and ups. Oh, how big the little things are. Those friendly get-togethers with folks I know and love. The smiling face of someone I'm forever dreaming of. When I come back, I want to see the things that mean so much to me.
Thank you, Jimmy. That'll sell, Barnes. And now, folks, I know you've all been waiting for this. A great personality. One half of that grand team of George Burns and Gracie Allen. A real talent, ladies and gentlemen. No, George.
Oh, man, I love you so.
No.
Oh.
I meant the better half. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Gracie Allen.
Oh, thank you very much. Now, Bill, you can announce the grand finale of our show, the marriage of Ray Milland and Tootsie Sagwell.
Okay, Gracie. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Milland will now marry Tootsie... What? You mean that was on the level?
Jealous, huh?
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Well, it's your own fault, Bill. If you'd played your cards right, Tootsie would be carrying you across the threshold tonight instead of Ray Milland.
Yeah, I feel terrible.
Well, you make the announcement, and I'll go to Tootsie's dressing room and get her ready.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, we now present the marriage.
Well, everything is ready, Tootsie.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, Mr. Milland will always remember me for arranging this. He's a lucky man. Oh, you have a fine character. You're an excellent cook, and you crochet beautifully. Now, what more can a man want in a wife?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out.
Oh, just think, Tootsie. Tomorrow you may be in Winchell's column.
Yes. It'll probably say, what movie star just married which glamour girl?
Oh, and I'll be in on the secret. I'll know that Ray Milland is the what and you're the which. Tootsie, I nearly forgot. Mr. Milland is a little absent-minded, so don't worry if during the ceremony he calls you George.
Oh, he can call me Butch as long as he marries me.
And, Tootsie, don't let him hear your voice until after the ceremony. Let that be a surprise to him, too.
Say, hurry up, girls. Everybody's waiting out on the stage.
Oh, come on, Tootsie. Well, Mr. Milland, here's your bride.
You look great, George. Of course, you could have used a little more padding here and there.
Here's the justice of the peace. Come on, Mr. Milland, let's get started. Take her hand.
Okay. Your makeup is great, George, but you should have worn gloves. Those hands give you away.
Quiet, everybody, quiet. The wedding is beginning. All right, Mr. Jester, say the piece. Well, congratulations, Tootsie. You're finally married. Well, go on, Mr. Milland. Kiss the bride.
Oh, no, I'm not going that far. No. Oh, come on. The show's over. Take off the wedding dress.
Why, Raymond!
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. This is the finale of the show.
Oh, down in the garden where
Hey.
the grows.
Hey, wait a minute.
Oh, my.
Hey! You're George Burns.
Oh, sure.
Then what's that thing in the bridal dress?
That's Tootsie Sagwell.
No, you're wrong, dear. That's Tootsie Milland.
You mean that's the woman?
Well, sure.
Yeah, and she's your wife.
But that's impossible. I've already got a wife.
What? You mean you're already married?
Why, sure.
Why, you deceitful man, you tricked me. Oh, you men, you're all alike, wrecking homes before you even get into them.
Well, that's enough, Gracie. That's plenty. Come on home.
I'm not going home with you, George Burns. Who knows how many other wives you've got?
Oh,
America's favorite Mr. and Mrs. George and Gracie will be with you again in a second. And while I'm here, I'd just like to tell you that the real tip-off to just how good Swan soap is the fact that doctors recommend Swan for bathing babies. There's your assurance that Swan is pure as fine Castiles. There's your assurance, too, that Swan is mild. So mild, it's going to be kind to a baby's tender skin. And since Swan is so mild, well, you gals know it's just bound to be a great soap for your hands and face. A wonderful complexion soap. A grand bath soap. I honestly believe that Swan, the new white floating soap, is a great buy anytime, an even greater buy in wartime.
Excuse me, Bill. George, Ray, I've got some wonderful news. Our bond rally was really a big success.
Oh, great. What happened?
Well, Mr. Asa Call, president of Pacific Mutual Life Insurance Company, has given me a pledge that his company is participating in the CBS bond drive by purchasing $6 million worth of bonds for the Third War Loan Campaign.
$6 million?
That is wonderful.
Oh, of course, ladies and gentlemen. It will take millions more to put over this drive, so let's all of us remember to do our share and buy at least one extra war bond this week. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're indebted to our guest, Ray Milland, for his appearance on behalf of the Third War Bond Drive. The makers of Swan, the new white floating soap, join George and Gracie in inviting you to tune in to your CBS station again next week, same time, when we'll have as our guest star, lovely Ann Sheridan. Remember George Burns and Gracie Allen, CBS next Tuesday night. Don't forget to listen to Swan's other show, Tommy Riggs and Betty Lou, next Friday night over another network. And now till next week, this is Bill Goodwin saying, well, I, Swan, how about you? And remember to back the attack this month with extra war bonds. Good night.
Mothers, get the vitamins and minerals your family needs in spite of food shortages. Vims give you all the essential vitamins, including those of the B complex, and all the minerals commonly lacking. Remember, at your druggist, BI for vitamins, MS for minerals. Get that Vims feeling. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the story of Amos and Andy. Well, Mr. and Mrs. George Stevens have finally crashed into the upper crust of society. Today, they received an invitation to a formal party. The Kingfish is able to squeeze into his old full dress suit, but Sapphire is now in the act of demanding a new formal dress from her husband.
But George, men is different. They just wear the same full dress suit. But a woman's got to have a new dress now and then.
Yeah, well, you got an evening dress. You ain't got to have a new dress every time you turn around.
With the one I got, I don't dare turn around.
How about that dress that you had once, the white one with the long train?
The chain was torn off of that dress when the flower girl stepped on it and I weared it.
Well, maybe we better forget about this formal affair.
Well, I don't get out of this house much, and I wants to go. Now, what am I going to do about a formal dress? I'd like to get a new taffeta so I'll rustle when I walk in.
Well, if rustling is all you're worrying about, wear one of your old dresses and tie some paper bags underneath.
One dress that I done wore everywhere, but everybody I know has done seen it.
Which one is that?
My formal dress with the low-cut back that I bought $5.
Dress with the low-cut back? Why don't you just turn it around? No, you can't.
Listen, George, I've been keeping $50 of your money that you was to use this summer on your fishing trip. Now, I'm going to take that $50 and buy me a...
Now, wait just a minute, Joe. Wait just a minute, honey. Don't spend that $50 of mine. Leave it to me, honey. I'll do something about getting you a dress.
Kingfish, I'm glad to hear that you and your wife is invited to this social function.
Yes, Henry, we'll be there, all right.
You know, it's being given for Mr. Alfred Darrington, the socialite that just arrived from California.
Yes, I heard he got in town yesterday. Why is he waiting till Friday to give the party?
Well, it seems that Mr. Darrington came through on a race to throw him out.
Yeah, come by freight, huh? The birds are right.
Yes, that's right. A group of us went down to the yard.
This big social event?
Oh, yes. Well, Kingfish, the whole
Well, Kingfish, the whole... I got to get Sapphire a new formal dress. Oh, yes. You want to put her strapless evening gown. Has a few spots on it. But mind you, the spots is champagne and caviar. Oh, yeah, high class. Yeah, I see that strapless dress on your wife. Tell me this. How does that thing stay up on her without straps over her shoulder holding it up?
Well, around the top of the dress on the inside, there's a strip of adhesive tape that encircles her entire body.
Adhesive tape, huh?
Yes. When we return home in the evening, I always have to unhook the dress and give her a gasoline rub-down.
Sapphire said that she got to have a new formal dress, and I ain't got no money to buy one.
Well, very confidential, Kingfish. I'll tell you what my wife Clara does sometimes.
Oh, what is that?
She buys a dress on a charge account, wears it that night, and takes it back the next day.
Didn't know you could do that.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Some dresses have been worn to so many parties that the price tag is even a little frayed.
You don't tell me.
You know, the price tags is put on with them little lead washers, so you can't get them off, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And when the dress is worn, the tag must be covered with something.
Yeah, well, how in the world can a woman hide the tag?
Well, Kingfish, whenever you see a woman at the party wearing a corsage under her arm, the dress goes back.
Henry, this is a good idea you done give me. I wonder if my good friend Andy Brown has got a charge account that's in working condition.
Come in, Kingfish, come in.
Well, hello there, Brother Andy. I've just been talking to the credit manager at the Globe Department Store about you.
I don't owe him a cent.
Yeah, well, the credit man spoke very highly of you. Say they miss you over there. He wonders why you don't take advantage of his credit system in this country.
What do you mean, what credit system? Them charge accounts don't give a man nothing but trouble.
Well, now, don't say that, Andy. Charge accounts is a important thing. They're established credit. Credit is the whole basis of economics.
Economics? What is that?
I'm surprised to see how ignorant you is, Andy. Ain't you ever heard of economics?
Well, I done hear of them, but I never seen one. What is it?
Economics, my friend, is the science of why everybody is broke. Yeah. Oh, they got a bureau down in Washington to help people on that stuff. It's called the Bureau of Supply and Demand.
Well, how do the Bureau of Supply and Demand work?
Well, these high-paid politicians down there, you see, they're paid so that when somebody builds up a supply, they can figure out some way the government can demand it. That's what that is.
Well, what has that got to do with me charging stuff at the Globe Department Store?
Oh, world trade, Andy. It keeps everybody going. All over the world, the different countries is trading on credit.
Sure enough?
Oh, yeah. The United States does it. France does it. Russia, Tasmania, Armenia, Romania, all the manias do it.
They do, huh?
Oh, yeah. And the Slavias, too. Checo and Jugo, they do it. Oh, yeah. They all trade on credit.
Well, that ain't got nothing to me. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, well, now, listen, Andy, even a little country like Bulgaria uses credit. Sure. And you don't mean to sit there and tell me that you're any better than Bulgaria.
No, but how can these big countries deal on credit?
Lend-lease.
Oh, yeah, I hear about that. What is this lend-lease?
Well, lend-lease is when some country wants us to lend them something, and the least we can do is let them have it.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Of course, lend-lease works both ways. We made a deal with Sweden, you know.
Sweden? What did we get from them?
Well, they sent us a lot of smorgasbords and other kind of lumber over here.
Tell me this, Kingfish. When countries is dealing with others, how come they charge us everything instead of paying cash?
Well, the economic world trade lend-lease of the credit structure will fall to pieces if credit ain't used. And that's why you ought to go over to the Globe Department Store and charge something.
Yeah, you're right, you know. I wonder what I could charge over there.
Well, now, let me think. Sapphire could use a new evening gown. I could charge it to your account. Now, there's a lucky break for you right there, you see.
Yeah, that's right. We could... Hey, wait a minute. I'd have to pay for that.
No, I'll tell you how it works, though. See, we'll go over there, get the dress, charge it to you. She'll wear it Friday night. We'll take it back to the store on Saturday, and that way it won't cost you nothing. We can keep the world credit system going all the time, you see.
Yeah, well, if Bulgaria can do it, I can do it. It's a deal.
Oh, that's the stuff. Oh, now everything running smooth, and I feel a lot better. I ain't worried no more.
Now, wait a minute. Tell me this, Kingfish. Why is you always in such a jam? 1 week you got to get yourself a place to live.
Next week, you're in trouble with the grocery man, the butcher. Next time, you got to get a dress. Why is you always in a jam?
Well, one word will explain the whole thing to you, Andy. And that word is...
necessity. 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 That most unnecessary thing. Necessity. What goes a monkey wrenching? A fellow's good intention. That nasty old invention. Necessity.
My feet wanna dance in the sun. My head wants to rest in the shade. The Lord says go out and have fun.
But the landlord says your rent ain't paid. Necessity. It's plain to see what a lovely old world this silly old world could be. But man, it's all in a mess. Account of necessity. Account of necessity. Account of necessity. The jail would never been there except for folks who send there. Well, how did I get in there? Necessity. Necessity.
Well, Brother Andy, I want to thank you for letting me charge this here dress to your account.
Yeah, well, don't forget now that that's going back to the store for credit on Saturday morning. And be careful and tell your wife not to spill nothing on there, because that's pink, and it's going to show spots.
Yeah, well, I'll see that she eats nothing but salmon and drinks nothing but pink lemonade. So in case she dribbles, it will match, you see.
Yeah, well, if anything happens to that dress, you is going to pay $39.50.
Hey, wait a minute, Andy, that give me an idea. $39.50. Believe I'll take the dress out the box here and change the price tag a little bit so I won't think it's too cheap.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. What you going to change the $39.50 to?
Well, I'll make an 8 out of that 3. That'll make it $89.50.
Yeah, that's the stuff. The more a woman figures a dress costs, the more thrills she get out of it.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Brother Andy. I don't know it sounds silly, but that's the female chirology. Yeah. 89.50 thrill is more than a 39.50 thrill. There's a difference there, 50 thrills, you see.
Yeah, well, go ahead. Change that price.
Give me a fountain pen there.
Hey, this is a cheap pen. I don't know if the thing will work.
Yeah, well, here I go now. I'll make an 8 out of that 3. Hey, man, ain't no ink in this thing, is it?
Well, there must be ink in there. I just filled it this morning over at the bank while the policeman wasn't looking.
Are you sure you got ink in here?
You sucked the bottle dry and started gurgling for more. Maybe the ink is jammed up in
there. Yeah, well, I'll shake the thing, see if it...
Kingfish, look what you done. You got ink all over the bottom of that dress.
Oh, why didn't you tell me this was a bad pen?
The bottom of that dress is ruined. If that store don't take this dress back, you're going to pay for it. Bulgaria or no Bulgaria.
You wait a minute, Chair. This was your pen, and the ink spots on that dress is all your fault.
All my fault?
I'm glad you agrees with me. See, I got you there.
Wait a minute, Chair. Wait a minute. You was the one that got the ink on that dress.
Yeah, but in the eyes of the law, I inked the dress. But it was your pen, and that automatic make you the inkee. That's what it is.
I is the inkee?
Yeah, I is the inker. Yeah, since you own the fountain pen, you done the damage. You was guilty under the fountain pen law.
What fountain pen law?
You handed the pen to me. You committed the capillary action that caused the whole thing. You handed me the lethal instrument. Look here, still got your fingerprints on it.
I ought to have on gloves, you know that?
Yeah, it's all your fault, too. I took it for granted that this was a perfectly illegitimate fountain pen.
I am sorry that Bulgaria ever started this thing. What is I going to do about it now?
Well, you was responsible for the whole thing.
Now, listen here, Kingfish. I done took off for you. I'm going to took.
Well, say, don't you get tough with me, you know.
I got a good notion to pop you right in the nose.
Hey, you hit me, and you're going to think a trip hammer jumped on you.
You good for nothing bum. You're getting me in trouble.
Don't you call me no bum, you big tramp.
That's all. Take off your coat.
All right, let's take off our coat.
And put on your tooth.
All right, let's go to it.
Out here, Amos. You're just in time to see a good fight.
Yeah, glad you come in time. Yeah, well, I ain't going to stop it, but I think you both ought to be ashamed of yourself. A couple of good men. Can you handle him by yourself? You don't need me.
All right, Amos, if that's the way you feel about it, let's start something. Smack me in the face once. Just smack me in the face. Just once.
Okay, Andy.
I said once.
Andy, look here. If you're going to let Amos get away with that, hit him back.
Well,
now, listen, Andy, I don't want to start no fight with you.
well, come to think about it, I don't want to fight with you neither, Amos.
Well, okay, then, Andy, let's settle this thing some other way. Well, I'll get out of here and letting you two cowards alone. So long, fellas.
Hi, Shorty, hi.
Well, I'll be doggone. I didn't. That's good. I was hi, Andy.
Hey, listen, I'm supposed to meet the Kingfish here at your barber shop. We almost had a fight, but we done made up now.
The Kingfish phoned me and said he was coming over to see me. Sit down, Andy.
You know what? You sure got a lot of hair laying around on the floor here in the barber shop.
I can't find a janitor to clean up the place. Some of that hair's been there so long it's turning gray.
Yeah, well, from the looks of that floor there, you've been pretty busy.
Yeah, the inspector from the Board of Health come in this morning and looked the place over. He said if that ain't a rug on the floor, you better sweep it up.
Well, me and the Kingfish is in a little trouble, Shorty.
Well, hi there, fellas.
Hey, Kingfish, show that dress to Shorty.
Shorty, take a look at this dress. Tell me this. You know anything about taking spots out of a dress?
Let me hand me the dress. I got some spot removal stuff right here. I want to test it to see if the ink is permanent. Lay it down here on the table.
Yeah, test out the ink there. I think it's permanent.
Yeah, look out, fella. Give me room, will you, please? Now I shake some of this stuff out of the bottle on this rag here, and then I rub it again like this, and
what you think? Is the ink permanent?
I don't know, but the material ain't.
Shorty, look what you done to the dress there. You done put a hole in the thing.
That's nothing. Look what it done to my table.
Now he is in a mess.
Oh, Andy, look here. I got an idea. Ain't but one thing to do. Lend me a pair of scissors, Shorty. Me and Andy will go in the back room here and cut off the bottom of the dress in front where the damage is done. Give me the dress.
There you are. Good luck.
Come on, Kingfish. Lay it down right there.
Yeah, now we'll cut off the bottom of the dress right here in front. Yeah, now how's that, Andy?
Well, now the dress is too long in back. You better cut off some of the back, too.
How is it now?
Now the back is too short. You better go back to the front and cut a little more off to even that up.
As we snip past the ink stains and the hole.
Yeah, you passed that 2 snips ago. But the back is too long now.
Yeah, I'll even the back up a little bit. I'll turn around here. Oh, the scissors done slipped there, and I done cut a V in the thing. Look at that.
Well, we'll tell them it's a new style. The only dress they ever take with a V-neck in the bottom.
Yeah. Wait a minute, I better cut straight across and take that V out, yeah. This is still a good evening dress, though. The only thing is they're going to have to wear it in the afternoon. That's the only difference.
You think that the store is going to take this back now?
Pick up the pieces and let's take the dress over to our lawyer, Stonewall LaGuardia. Maybe he can help us out of this mess. Well, come on, Andy. Let's go in here and see our lawyer, LaGuardia Stonewall. Hello there, LaGuardia.
Hey, you look kind of tired, Stonewall.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. This morning I chased the ambulance all the way down Leonard Avenue. It was very disappointing.
Didn't you catch the ambulance?
Oh, yeah. When I got inside, it was full of lawyers.
Yeah, well, that must have made it kind of crowded for the patient.
No, he was up front with the driver.
Listen, LaGuardia, we is in a jam.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about being a lawyer. Everybody comes in here is in trouble.
Yeah, well, this is a different kind of trouble, LaGuardia. This is about a skirt.
Yeah, listen, them skirts cause 90% of the trouble.
No, LaGuardia, not that kind of skirt. This is a dress.
Yeah, we has got to find somebody to know something about ink spots.
Now, I'm your man. I just bought 4 of their records.
Listen, LaGuardia, let me tell you what's wrong. Is you listening?
I'm right with you, bud.
Hey, you don't look like you're listening. Your eyes are closed.
Yeah, most of the time I listen with my ears.
Well, look here, LaGuardia. You see, we bought a dress at the store, and now we got to take it back because it's got ink on it. Why'd you buy a dress with ink on it?
No, look here. We got the ink on the dress there. We got it home. Then we tried to get the ink off by cutting the thing with scissors.
Yeah, we snipped the whole bottom off the thing.
You know, it's a good thing you boys come to see me, because there's something you should know.
What's that?
You is damaged that dress.
Yeah, well, we already know that it was accidental. Here's the dress. See where we tried to snip off the ink spots?
Oh, yeah. You started to snip, but you snuffed past the place where you should have stopped snapping.
But, boy, look here, we got to do something about returning this dress, and it's going to cost us $39.50 there. What is the legal angle on that?
Well, just walk up to the department store and try to argue them into taking it back.
Yeah, but what if that don't work?
Then you have to take all the pieces, wrap them up, then send it back. But the wrapping is very important. There's only one thing to wrap it in.
What's that?
$59.50.
Well, mister, you can see that the dress is damaged. That's why we brought it back here to the complaint department.
Yeah, and the customer's always right, too.
Just a minute.
Yeah, well, now, don't give us no argument, mister. You either got to take the dress back, or I won't buy no more stuff here and charge Mr. Brown's account.
This dress was in perfect condition when you bought it. Somebody has cut several inches off the bottom of the skirt.
Yeah, well, we ain't got the slightest idea who done it.
Well, whoever did it did a very bad job. It isn't even cut straight.
Well, could we help it if the scissors was dull?
Just what I thought. I'm not taking the dress back, and that's final.
How final? Maybe final or final?
It's final. There's the door, Mr. George Stevens.
Come on in and let's get out of here before I lose my temper. Come on in. We is in a mess on this charge account thing.
Yeah, I wonder what Bulgaria does in a mess like this.
Well, let's lay the box down here on the table and put the dress back in it, here.
Hey, wait a minute. We left our hats in that man's office. Wonder if he's too mad to give them to us.
Well, let's fold the dress up here and put it in here.
Pardon me, Mr. Floor Walker, but I was...
Floor Walker?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was a floor walker. And I was admiring that dress you was just folding up.
Oh, yeah. I is the head floor walker. Yeah, I is. I thought you was talking to Mr. Brown here.
My, that's a darling dress. Is it sold?
Well, you see, lady, me and him...
you was very fortunate, madam. The dress ain't sold yet. It just come in. You can see the box right here.
Oh, it's a charming dress, but it seems a little short.
Well, now, that's the latest style. Leaving Mr. Brown here. He is our French designer and fashion consultant.
Oh, really?
I sure is. Oui.
Tell me, Mr. Brown, what is your frank opinion?
Well, frankly, my frank opinion is that I'd like to see you buy that dress.
It's a very peculiar gown. The top part of it gives the impression of an evening dress, and the length of it looks like an afternoon dress.
Well, we designed it special that way. That's what we call our early-late model. That's what it is.
Early-late model. How fascinating. I love the shade. It's real salmon pink, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I copied it right off of salmon.
Mr. Brown is telling you the truth, madam.
Yeah, that's right. Too bad I didn't save the can to prove it to you.
How much is it?
$39.50.
All right, I'll take it. I certainly hope my husband likes it. I'll pay you in cash.
Oh, that's fine. Mr. Brown, you take the latest money for your account while I get the hats and coats at the office. We'll go to lunch.
Oui.
Right.
Your sales girl out there refuses to give me my money back on that salmon pink dress I returned.
Yes, and rightly so. I've been out there and looked at that dress, and it's damaged. It's been cut to pieces.
But I bought it here yesterday from your floor worker and your designer.
We have no floor walker or designer on this floor, and we will not take the dress back. I'll ask you to please leave my office.
Very well, good day. Never had a store to treat me like this before. Say, miss, where's that pink dress that I brought back a minute ago?
I've got some good news for you. I just sold it to a customer here.
Oh, you did? Who bought it?
I did. Mrs. George Stevens.
Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair, and Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth and help stop tooth decay bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, written by Al Lewis. Well, the nation nation's schools threw open their doors last Monday, and in spite of a difficult first week, our Miss Brooks, who teaches English at Madison High School, was determined not to let the rigors of the impending semester dim her enthusiasm for her chosen career. Well, she was talking about it early Friday morning in the room she rents from Mrs. Davis.
Sure, it's difficult being a teacher, but lots of other occupations are difficult, too. Besides, maybe Mr. Conklin, our principal, will recommend that I be made head of the English department. That carries a bigger salary with it, and who knows, from there I might become an assistant principal, maybe even a principal. And there's always Mr. Boynton. He's been pretty shy for a biology teacher, but I'm sure he'll warm up a little this term. I bet he'll just insist on spending more and more time with me on weekends as well as school days. Why, this year he might even propose. Okay. Darned alarm clock. I wish you'd waited for another minute. I was about to discover oil in my inkwell.
Connie, it's time to get up.
Oh, I am up, Mrs. Davis. Come on in.
I was afraid you wouldn't hear your alarm, Connie. Now I'll get breakfast started, and, before I forget, Mr. Conklin called while you were still asleep. He said to tell you to stop at his office before you go to your first class.
That's what we all need, something to look forward to. It's probably about his new cheerleading idea.
Cheerleading idea?
Yes, he doesn't think there's enough enthusiasm for our football team. Tomorrow's the first game, and he wants the team to feel that we're all behind them.
I see. How did the Madison team wind up last year, Connie?
They had an undefeated season, Mrs. Davis.
They did?
That's right. They didn't defeat a single team. That's why Mr. Conklin's got this wild scheme to make a member of the faculty act as cheerleader.
A member of the faculty leading cheers?
Exactly. He doesn't feel that the student yell leaders are generating enough steam.
But whom do you think he'll select for the job, Connie?
Well, it's a lot of hard work with no extra pay. I seem like a natural for it.
But, Connie, why should Mr. Conklin pick you for a job like that?
Because Mr. Conklin is one of my most ardent boosters. He's right behind me every minute. It gives me a great sense of security to know that our beloved principal is one of my staunchest supporters.
Really?
Yes, it's like standing on a nice, firm gallows. But after what he's already done to me, leading a few cheers will be easy.
He's done something else?
Yes, he's still on his big anti-fraternization kick. So he moved me from room 148, right next to Mr. Boynton's biology lab, way down to room 102. I hardly get to see him at all now.
But can't you just stroll casually down to his room between classes?
There isn't much time between classes, Mrs. Davis. How casual can you be with spiked shoes and a kneeling start?
Poor Connie. If it isn't one thing, it's another. But I still can't conceive of you as a cheerleader in a football stadium.
I assure you, Mr. Conklin can. I wouldn't be surprised if he expected me to be a drum majorette as well. Why, this very minute, he's probably chuckling into his coffee at the thought of me throwing a big brass baton up in the air and catching it without a bounce on the top of my head.
Oh, this coffee is very good, Harriet. Yeah, I can just see her now, catching that big stick right on top of her head.
Pardon me, Daddy, but I don't quite follow you.
Oh, it's Miss Brooks, Harriet. I'm thinking of making her faculty cheerleader for the football season.
Why, that's a wonderful idea, Daddy. The kids are crazy about Miss Brooks.
Yes, the kids are crazy. But, Harriet, do you think she'll accept her new assignment as yell leader cheerfully?
Well, I don't know why not. If it's good enough for a principal, it ought to be all right for a teacher.
What do you mean, if it's good enough for a principal?
Well, the story's right here in the morning paper, Daddy. Jason Brill, principal of Clay City High School, elected honorary cheerleader.
But it was my idea to get a faculty cheerleader. I told Brill about it last week when we... Let's see that paper. Why, they've got his picture in here. Jason Brill thanking the student body of Clay City High. Well, of all the hammy oafs. Not only does he steal my idea, but he appoints himself to grab all the publicity.
But he didn't appoint himself, Daddy. He was elected by the students.
Oh, he was elected by the students.
Well, then I guess I can be elected by the students as well.
You? A cheerleader?
Well, what's so funny about it? I was a drum major in college. I'll call a special assembly right after lunch, and we'll vote for a faculty cheerleader.
Well, gosh, Daddy, I don't like to undermine your ego, but if it's an elective position, Miss Brooks will probably win it by a mile.
Oh, she will. You forget, young lady, that your father is an old hand at politics. Why, I was offered a political position before I was even a teacher in this town.
Yes, Daddy.
Of course, I had a good reason for not accepting.
I know. The back of your car wasn't big enough to hold all the dogs you'd have to collect.
That's not the position. Wish your mother would stop blabbing that story around. Now, clear off the dishes and let's get to school.
Okay, Daddy. Maybe I'll get a chance to rub noses with my dream pie before school starts. He's driving Miss Brooks down this morning.
Your dream pie?
Walter Denton.
No. Please, Harriet. Not at the breakfast table.
And so, Miss Brooks, although I've often kidded about the subject, his actions this week forced me reluctantly to one conclusion.
What's that, Walter?
Mr. Conklin finds me acutely distasteful. That's why he put me, my best pal, Stretch Snodgrass, and my best girl, Harriet Conklin, all in different classes. I just don't see how a man can be so cruel to his own flesh and blood.
Harriet?
Certainly. Why, do you realize what he's denying, that poor girl? Me!
She'll just have to be brave, I guess.
And look what he did to you. Moved you all the way down to room 102. Now, that's about as far away as you can get from Mr. Boynton's lab. Why, it must be 200 yards.
204 and 9 inches. Maybe absence will make the heart grow fonder. He did ask me out last Wednesday night.
Mr. Boynton asked you for a date in the middle of the week?
He certainly did. Invited me to a drive-in movie in his neighborhood.
Well, that sounds cozy.
It could have been cozier. He felt it would keep him up too late if he drove me home, so he suggested that I bring my car along, too.
Gee, once you got into the place, you snuggled up real close, didn't you?
It's a little difficult, Walter, to snuggle up to somebody with a new Hudson in between. Now, but let's get back to your problem, Walter. I'm sorry to hear you're not happy in your present classes.
I'm miserable, Miss Brooks. You see, it isn't just being separated from Harriet that hurts. It's Stretch Snodgrass, too. You know how close Stretch and I are. After all, you taught the both of us English last term.
You were both in my class last term, if that's what you mean. Your friend Stretch is the only pupil I've ever met who garnered out of a possible 100% a final mark of 9. Even your sparkling 27 looked good by comparison.
Well, he may not be overburdened with brains, but he's got a great sense of loyalty, Miss Brooks. Gosh, if we're kept apart all term, it'll break Stretch's heart. Mine, too. Maybe you can get us transferred back to your class. Please, Miss Brooks, please. You gotta help us. Tell me you'll help us.
Now, take it easy, Walter. You can rest assured I'll do everything in my power to arrange a transfer for you.
Gee, thanks, Miss Brooks.
After all, I want you, as well as Stretch, to look back upon your career at Madison High School as the happiest 12 years of your life.
Starring Eve Arden will continue in just a moment, but first, here is Vern Smith. Now, dental science revealed a startling discovery in the fight against tooth decay. Proof that always using Colgate dental cream right after eating helps stop tooth decay before it starts. Continuous research, hundreds of case histories, makes this the most important news in dental history. Eminent dental authorities supervised hundreds of college men and women for over a year. One group always brushed their teeth with Colgate right after eating. The other followed their usual dental care. And here are the amazing results. The group using Colgate dental cream as directed showed a startling reduction in average number of cavities, far less tooth decay. The other group developed new cavities at a much higher rate. No other dentifrice offers proof of these results, and Colgate contains all the necessary ingredients, including an exclusive patented ingredient for effective daily dental care. No risk of irritation to tissues and gums. And no change in flavor, foam, or cleansing action. As always, Colgate's cleans your breath while it cleans your teeth. The Colgate now at your dealers is the same formula used in the test. Always use Colgate Dental Cream right after eating to help prevent new cavities, help stop tooth decay before it starts.
Well, I arrived in school before Mr. Conklin did, and having a little time to kill, I sauntered toward Mr. Boynton's biology laboratory. Oh, morning, Mr. Boynton. Just happened to be in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd drop in.
Sit down, catch your breath.
Yeah,
I was just feeding my pet frog. You remember McDougal.
Oh, of course. Hi, Mac.
We haven't seen very much of you since Mr. Conklin changed your room.
I know. Do you miss me? One down and one to go. How about you, Mr. Boynton? Do you miss me?
Well, gosh,
If you're bashful, just say,
Wait, it's only natural, I suppose, for all living creatures who form a certain habit pattern to be temporarily thrown into a mild state of confusion by the disruption of that pattern. That is to say, any warm-blooded mammal who has formed some sort of an attachment for another warm-blooded mammal would become quite lonesome if that warm-blooded mammal were to be removed.
Let's stand closer to the bars. Here come some people with peanuts.
What I'm trying to say, I suppose, is that both Mac and myself have missed your little between-class visits. And by the same token, I suppose it's logical to assume you've missed seeing us.
You can say that again. Thanks, Mac.
I'll put him back in his cage now. Here you go, boy. You've had plenty of exercise for one morning. There we are. See you later, Mac. Well, Miss Brooks, what do you think the coming term's going to be like?
If Mr. Conklin keeps on like he started, it should be a dilly. Did you know that he took Stretch Snodgrass, Walter Denton, and his daughter Harriet out of my room and put them each in a different English class?
Well, yes, I know. Harriet's in Miss Enright's class now. She's got your old room right next door. Too bad about the kids.
Miss Enright has the room next door?
Yes, she drops in quite often to say hello to Mac.
To Mac, huh?
Yes. Always said she's been interested in frog life.
Frog life, huh?
She and Mac are crazy about each other.
Believe me, they're mated.
Miss Enright's quite fond of you, Miss Brooks. In fact, just the other day she was telling me how sorry she was that you had to work here in summer school while she was getting brown as a berry on a vacation. She paid you quite a nice compliment, too.
That I'd like to hear.
All right. She said that you were the only person she knew who could look so alive without any vestige of color in her face.
Oh, that kid has got to go. I had no idea when I was given room 102 that she was going...
Mr. Boynton.
Oh, it's Miss Enright. Of course. You know Miss Brooks.
Oh, certainly. Hello, dear Miss Brooks.
Hi.
You seem to have a little more color than usual. What happened? Cut yourself?
Just a minute, Miss
And
Enright.
your hair looks simply lovely this morning. Did you make it yourself?
Everything but the bun in the back. I had that done in the hamburger stand on the corner.
I'd ask you to sit down, Miss Enright, but there aren't any chairs between these lab tables.
Oh, Miss Enright doesn't need a chair. Come sit over here by me, dear. I'll light up this Bunsen burner for you. Of course, if you were just leaving anyhow,
No, not just yet, Miss Brooks. Mr. Boynton, I dropped in to give you a little present.
Oh?
Something you can wear at the football game tomorrow. Here, let me take it out of the box. There.
Gosh, an orange-colored turtleneck sweater.
Isn't it divine?
Looks like a hot water bottle with sleeves.
Oh, it's beautiful, and it was very nice of you to knit it for me, Miss Enright.
Oh, I didn't knit it, Mr. Boynton. This is part of a match set I bought at Sherry's department store. I have one exactly like it for myself.
Oh, if you bought it, Miss Enright, I'm afraid I won't be able to accept it. It's against my principles to take anything I don't pay for.
Oh, please, Mr. Boynton, just consider it a premature Christmas present.
Well, in that case, thank you, Miss Enright. I'd better hang it up in the cloakroom so it doesn't get creased. Will you excuse me, Miss Brooks?
Certainly. I'll stay here and chat with Santa.
Well, Miss Brooks, I hear you may be our new faculty cheerleader. And I'd like to tell you I think it's a remarkable achievement.
What's so remarkable about it?
Well, the fact that you dare to indulge in such strenuous pursuits at your age. I mean, is cheerleading really quite safe for you, darling?
Don't worry about me, Miss Enright. If Rudy Valley can still lift a megaphone, I can. But I must say that sweater you gave Mr. Boynton was a very nice method of vacuuming an invitation to the game out of him.
Oh, you make it sound like a plot, darling. Don't you know that I never indulge in intrigue? Subterfuge is for those who need it. No, my dear. My hands are clean.
They should be, considering all the time you must spend licking your paws.
Are you hinting that
I'm not hinting anything, Miss Enright. I just understand why you didn't knit that sweater yourself. You would have wasted too much time playing with a ball of yarn.
Droll thing, you. Sometimes I think you're out of this world, but I know it's just wishful thinking.
Likewise, I'm sure. But you'll have to excuse me now. I've got to stop in at Mr. Conklin's office before class.
Well, I'll have to dash too, I'm afraid.
Oh, I'm sorry I kept you waiting, ladies. Oh, are you leaving?
Yes, I'd better get an early start. It's a sleeper jump to my room from here.
Well, I'm glad you dropped in, and thanks a million for that dandy sweater, Miss Enright.
Oh, you're very welcome, Mr. Boynton. Goodbye.
Bye. Don't be strange.
It's out of her hands. So you see, Mr. Conklin, Harriet, Walter, and Stretch would like to be transferred to the same English class.
But why, Miss Brooks?
Because they've all been together for several terms now, and the kids miss each other. You see, they're friends, and friendship is a very important thing to young people.
Why?
Because it is. They derive a certain... Look, Mr. Conklin, have you ever had a friend?
A good question, Miss Brooks. And much as it may surprise you, the answer is in the affirmative. When I was a rather small boy, I was quite friendly with my mother. Now then, I'd like to change the subject.
But, Mr. Conklin,
Miss Brooks,
it's very...
I see no reason whatsoever for transferring my daughter Harriet into the same class with a dunce like Walter Denton.
But what about Stretch Snodgrass?
That's different. Now you're talking about the mind of the century.
I mean, supposing you put Walter and Stretch together.
What, and create a half-wit? Now, before you return to your class, Miss Brooks, there's another matter I'd like to broach to you. Did you read the paper this morning?
No, sir, I didn't.
I see. Then do you mind receiving some of the news in capsule form?
Why should I mind? That's how I get my salary. I mean... What news, Mr. Conklin?
Well, it seems that Jason Brill got himself elected faculty cheerleader at the Clay City High.
But I thought that was...
Yes, Miss Brooks, it was my idea, but he latched onto it. Pilfered it from me last week. Now, you know how I feel about Jason Brill, don't you?
I think so, Mr. Conklin. To you, he's a sort of an old Walter Denton.
Worse, if possible. However, he's not going to get away with this, Miss Brooks. We're going to hold an election here at Madison this afternoon, and I'm going to win it. I guess I'll rate as much newspaper space as that old billy goat any day.
Pardon me, Mr. Conklin, but who's going to vote in this election?
Why, the undergraduate body, of course.
I see. Well, then the outcome may not be as easy to foretell as you think. You see, Mr. Conklin, whereas on the one hand, the students love, admire, and respect you...
Yes?
And what did I do with that other hand?
I am well aware of the mercurial nature of the student body's likes and dislikes, Miss Brooks. However, if I were nominated by someone in whom they have always had faith, someone who could swing all her votes my way, I'd be assured of victory.
Someone like who?
It's whom, Miss Brooks.
You don't have to tell me whom. It's me. But, Mr. Conklin, if I'm nominated in good faith, would it be ethical to nominate you?
This is politics, Miss Brooks. There's always room for compromise. If you agree to nominate me, for example, I might see things your way on one of your pet projects. Specifically, those transfers you were concerned about a minute ago.
You mean you'd transfer the kids back to my class?
Now we're interested, aren't we?
Of course, if I did add those pupils to your class, I'd have to move you to a larger room. Say back to 148, next to the biology lab. Well, what are you thinking, Miss Brooks?
Just that when you became a principal, Madison's gain was Tammany's loss.
Then you'll do it. Fine. Now, I think it best that you keep the entire matter a secret until you actually place my name in nomination at the assembly this afternoon. That way, coming just before the voting, the impact will be the greatest. I'll have the nominating speech all ready for you by lunchtime. Let's see now. Have I overlooked anything?
Just the getaway car with the motor running.
Quiet, please. Quiet. And now we shall have a few words from your latest nominee, a woman whose opinions we all value so highly, our Miss Brooks. Now remember, my dear, read the speech I gave you in a nice, clear voice and make the finish as impressive as possible.
I will, Mr. Conklin. I may hang myself. Students of Madison High, it is indeed a rare occurrence when one candidate nominates another. It is only when a man has such stature that he towers above all competition that one is forced to do so.
Moved to do so.
Moved to do so. Here at Madison, we have such a candidate. A man whose unquestioned spirit is only equaled by his qualities of leadership. He has enthusiasm. Get up and go. And I wish I could. That is, this candidate has long guided the destiny of this glorious institution of which I am proud to be an inmate. Instructor. Therefore, may I place in nomination and urge you all to vote for the man whose kindness, consideration, and unselfishness is known to us all. Osgood Conklin. Osgood Conklin.
Osgood Conklin?
Osgood Conklin. Thank you, Harriet. Now we shall proceed to that which is the inherent right and treasured privilege of every American, the vote. In order to speed things along, I've decided that we can dispense with the antiquated written ballot. Instead, each student will simply file up to the platform and tell me who he's voting for. The first row, please.
I object.
Down, Denton.
I'm afraid I second the objection, sir. The sanctity of the secret ballot is something
Please,
that we...
Mr. Boynton. Mr. Conklin has a motive in wanting to expedite matters. He's merely trying to railroad himself through. Get the voting accomplished quickly.
Seems to be something wrong, Miss Brooks. Remember, I won't keep my promise unless you keep yours.
Well, I'm trying to, Mr. Conklin. Students, listen to me, please. I move that we elect Mr. Conklin faculty cheerleader by acclamation. Now, what do you say, kids? Is it Osgood Conklin by acclamation? Motion carried. Congratulations, Mr. Conklin.
Thank you, Miss Brooks. Students, you may rest assured that this overwhelming vote of confidence is not misplaced. It may interest you to know that your new faculty cheerleader once threw a brass baton 50 feet into the air and caught it with one hand. Unfortunately, we have no such baton on the premises, or I'd be glad...
Here's one right over here by the bandstand.
Quiet, Denton.
Hand that up here, Walter. Here you are, Mr. Conklin. A real drum major's baton.
Yes.
Go ahead, Daddy. Throw it up in the air the way you used to.
Looks like you're on, Mr. Conklin.
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. We twirl her around like this. I remember now. Then up she goes. Oh, that's a pretty good toss, if I say so myself. But I've lost sight of it. Where did the confounded thing disappear?
Daddy, speak to me.
All together now, gang. A skyrocket, 2 locomotives, and a Band-Aid for Mr. Conklin.
Miss Brooks returns in just a moment, but first...
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl.
Tonight, yes, tonight, Show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Luster Cream shampoo. Luster Cream, world's finest shampoo. No other shampoo in the world gives Kay Daumit's magic blend of secret ingredients plus gentle lanolin. Not a soap, not a liquid. Luster Cream shampoo leaves hair 3 ways lovelier. Fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen, soft, manageable. Even in hardest water, Luster Cream lathers instantly. No special rinse needed after a Luster Cream shampoo. So gentle, Luster Cream is wonderful even for children's hair. Tonight, yes, tonight, try Luster Cream shampoo.
Dream girl, beautiful Luster Cream girl, you owe your crowning glory to a Luster Cream shampoo.
And now, once again, here is our Miss Brooks.
Well, I left the auditorium after a spirited rally, during which we all sang songs and cheered while Mr. Conklin rubbed his head. At the end of the school day, I ran into Mr. Boynton as he was coming out of our principal's office. And from what he told me, I knew Mr. Conklin had kept his end of the bargain.
Yes, indeed. There certainly has been a lot of switching around, Miss Brooks. Miss Enright's been moved into room 101.
That's probably so I could have my old room back. You know, 148 next to your biology lab.
My old biology lab.
Old biology lab? You mean you've got a new one?
Yep. In the switching around, I've been moved to 102 next to Miss Enright.
Oh, no.
Well, let's not waste any more time in school, Miss Brooks. After all, today's Friday. We have a date to go to the zoo.
Let's skip it, Mr. Boynton. With my luck, they're sure to put us in separate cages.
Next week, tune into another Our Miss Brooks show brought to you by Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair and Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth and help stop tooth decay. Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, directed by Al Lewis, with music by Wilbur Hatch.
Doctors prove you, too, may have a lovelier complexion in 14 days. Yes, 36 leading skin specialists proved in tests on 1,285 different women that a new method of cleansing with palm olive soap using nothing but palm olive brought new complexion beauty to 2 women out of 3. Just wash your face 3 times daily with palm olive soap. Each time for 60 seconds, massaging palm olive's beauty lather onto your skin. Then rinse. So start your palm olive facials today. See what palm olive soap can do for your complexion in just 14 days.
For mystery liberally sprinkled with laughs, listen to Mr. and Mrs. Fogg, Tuesday evening over most of these same stations. And be with us again next week at the same time for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks. Bob Lamont speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Present Red Skelton in just a moment, but first, a short message from our sponsor. Smokers, Raleigh cigarettes give you a tobacco blend that no one has been able to duplicate. It's an exclusive gold-enriched blend, and it gives Raleigh cigarettes a distinctively outstanding taste and flavor. Raleigh's Better Blend is a result of painstaking care in every detail. For instance, only the golden tobaccos are good enough for Raleigh's, tobaccos that any authority will tell you are choicer, more expensive. And where 2 or 3 kinds of tobaccos might be good enough for some cigarettes, Raleigh's give you a blend of 31 different types of domestic and imported tobaccos, blended together with exacting care by the world's finest tobacco blenders. Yes, America's finest tobacco blend. That's what you get in Raleigh cigarettes. And remember, Raleigh's give you valuable coupons, redeemable for over 70 luxury premiums. Friends, no matter how you look at it, it pays to smoke Raleigh's, the pack with the coupon on the back. The cigarettes with the gold and rich tobacco blend, Raleigh cigarettes. Nelson's modern streamlined version of an old favorite, Irving Berlin's Remember. And here is Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's modern streamlined young comedian, the star of our show, Red Skelton.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How do you feel tonight, Truman?
Oh, swell. Hello, Red. Say, are you fully recovered from that big party you gave the other night?
Yeah, wasn't that some party, huh?
It sure was. Boy, oh boy. Say, I hope you didn't mind when I spilled that root beer all over the rug.
No, I didn't care. I managed to squeeze it all back in the bottle. We really had fun, didn't we?
Yeah, you sure did. I know that. But you looked awfully tired when the party broke up, Red.
Yeah, I was kind of tired. And, you know, when I went to bed, I had a terrible time.
You did?
Yeah, I had to count 563 Earl Carroll girls before I could go to sleep.
Hiya, Red.
Hello, Harriet. How you feel?
Oh, just fine. Say, listen, I want to tell you, I certainly enjoyed your party the other night.
Oh, that's good.
It was a Halloween party, wasn't it?
No. Those were the musicians' girls. Say, did you see that one girl the drummer was with? Wasn't she bow-legged? Huh? Of course, it was her own fault for being so bow-legged. She hitchhiked out here on oil trucks.
Oh, fine.
She was smart, though. Very smart girl.
She was?
Yeah, every once in a while she took her thumb out of her mouth and said something brilliant.
She seemed kind of old, Red. Has she been in Hollywood long?
Yeah, I think she was chased down here by the glacier. But anyway, as she arrived at the party, she acted very well-bred.
Mm-hmm. She arrived well-bred and went home sliced.
Yeah.
Hello, friends. How are all my dear, dear friends tonight?
What are you running for?
No, Red, you know, I sure had fun at your party. There's nothing like a good old housewarming to bring people closer together.
Yeah, I see you've never been in a bargain basement on Dollar Day. Listen, Ozzy, about that party the other night, I got a bone to pick with you.
You mean we didn't eat everything?
No, not that. It's about your drummer. I thought he was very ill-mannered at the table.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Well, I would. It's the first time I ever saw anybody siphon soup.
Yeah, that was bad. I don't know what got into my boys at your party. It certainly wasn't food.
You mean they were still hungry after dinner?
Hungry? Why, they cleaned up everything on their plates, and then they got into an argument about whether the trombone player would be better grilled or fried.
Well, I saw him later, and he was fried. But listen, Ozzy, did you really like my party?
Oh, it was just peachy.
Did you like the sandwiches?
Just peachy.
And the drinks?
Peachy.
Well, did you like that girl I got for you?
Well, she was a little fuzzy, too. While walking down the street, I chanced to meet a friend of mine who leads a band.
Who doesn't nowadays?
Quiet, Harriet. He seemed a bit perplexed. In fact, I'd say completely vexed. And when I tell you what was wrong, you'll understand. I said, my friend, you're looking rather on the worried side. He heaved a heavy sigh and then replied, I'm looking for a guy who plays alto and baritone and doubles on a clarinet and wears a size 37 suit. Of course, we'd expect him to do some arranging and perhaps a bit of copying and double oboe and some flute. He may sing the vocals just in case we get stuck. Oh, yes, and he's the guy who shines the shoes and drives the truck. I'm looking for a guy who plays alto and baritone and doubles on a clarinet and wears a size 37 suit. And here's Harriet to tell her side of the story. Take it away, Harriet.
It happened in Gary, Indiana. We were playing a one-night stand. As Ozzie tapped off number 3, a gal stepped up and said to me, I'd like a good look at the members of your band. I'm looking for a certain young musician. I met him at a dance a year ago. I don't recall if he was with BG or Tommy D, but I'll tell you all about him so you'll know. I'm looking for a guy who plays alto and baritone and doubles on a clarinet and wears a size 37 suit. I can't find him listed in Downbeat or Metronome, Billboard or Variety, but oh my goodness, was he cute. I can't remember if his hair was dark or light, 'cause he didn't take his hat off when he kissed me goodnight. I'm looking for a guy who plays alto and baritone and doubles on a clarinet and wears a size 37 suit.
That was Ozzie and Harriet looking for a guy who plays alto and baritone, doubles on a clarinet, and wears size 37 suit. Well, the guy that wrote that song deserves a lot of credit, no kidding. I imagine it was very hard writing in a straitjacket. Say, Harriet, I want to thank you for playing that benefit the other night for all the doctors and nurses with me.
Oh, it's all right. I enjoyed it, Red.
Yes.
Say, how about us doing a show for all the doctors and nurses all over the country, huh?
Hey, that's a good idea. We can show different types of patients and the things that we think that happen in hospitals. To start off with, we'll show you the fellows who take you there. The men who have the most dangerous jobs of all, the ambulance drivers.
Hey, now take it easy going around these curves.
Well, if you're scared, just do what I do. Close your eyes. Every minute counts, you know.
All right, come on, let's go. Push that gas pedal right down to the floor.
If I press it down any farther, brother, we'll be walking. Hey, I think I'll turn up this alley and take a shortcut. A one-way alley.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the place right over there.
Okay. Come on, hurry. There's no time to lose. Well, what do you want? Make it 2 hamburgers and hurry. We got to get right back. You know, I was in an ambulance once that got me to the hospital so fast that my ailment didn't get there till 10 minutes later.
Say, Red,
Huh?
did you ever see one of those doctors who's always busy? I'll tell you what, you be the doctor and I'll be the nurse, huh?
Okay, we'll do that one. Oh, good morning, the nurse.
Good morning, Doctor. What's cooking?
The patients, they've all got fever.
By the way, how's your patient with a broken leg?
He's doing much better today. He was chasing the nurse all around the room.
He always did that.
I know, but today he caught her.
Well, what are you so mad about?
That's better than I ever did.
Say, how's the other patient, room 607?
Pretty bad. He just saw 3 pink elephants.
Oh, that is bad.
Yeah, there was 4 of them. Say, anybody waiting to see me?
Yep, quite a crowd. You better go out and get in your cage.
Okay. Now, please, nurse, remember, I am Dr. Skelton, DDS, SIS, SIPPI. Good morning there, Dr. Jekyll. My, you look pretty happy today.
Yes, I'm in a good mood today. On my way over to the hospital, I ate 3 good humor men.
Really? Well, how do you feel?
Oh, just fine. By the way, Dr. Skelton,
Yes?
here's that case I was telling you about.
Let's see. My, this is the strangest case I've ever seen.
Yes, it's all head and no body.
Yes.
What shall we do?
You send that beer back the first thing in the morning. Now we come to the most tragic case of all, the expectant father. This time you be the nurse, I'll be a big politician waiting for the baby to arrive, a very excited guy. Good morning, nurse. Has Junior arrived yet?
No, Mayor Skelton. It may be some time.
Well, I'll give him till 2 o'clock. I got a court order.
Oh, by the way, congratulations, Mayor.
Yes?
You really stole that last election.
That's a lie. I paid for every vote. Here, have a cigarette.
Well, expectant fathers usually give out cigars.
On this program, are you kidding?
Aren't you proud to be the father of a new baby?
Well, the way I look at it, another 21 years, another vote.
Here he is, Mayor, your new son.
Yeah. Ah, Republican. Then we have a lady and her little boy going to see the doctor. The little boy's one of those mean guys, you know. Harriet, you be my mother, and I'll be the little boy.
Okay, Red. Now, Richard, you stay right here in the waiting room. I'll be right back. Now,
Where you going?
I'm going in to get Dr. Nelson.
Now, you're going to sneak in somewhere and get a beer, and I want to go with you.
I'll be right back.
No, you said that last night, and you went to a bingo game, and I want to go.
I'll be right back.
I wish I was 5 instead of 4. Then I could make my own living. I wouldn't have to stand for this stuff. Besides that, I'd be 1 year closer to my old age pension. A telephone. If I do, I get a whipping. I do it. I'll do it. Maybe for me, anyway. Hello, this is Dr. Nelsendorfer. He's having a sale in operations. Tonsils, $30. Appendix, $50. Liver, $60. On a bun, $62.50.
Uh-oh. Here he is, Doctor.
Well, my little man, what's the matter with you?
Now, wait a minute. Let's not get no deeper.
Well, Doctor, I'll tell you. He's been swallowing things again. Yesterday he swallowed 2 nickels, and today he swallowed 2 nickels and a dime.
What's he got down there, a turnstile? Well, after all, that's nothing. Here, let me see. Why, what he has is a case of hives. Yes, hives, that's all he has. I'll give him a little castor oil.
You and who else?
Here, now, take this castor oil.
Now, wait a minute. Had it been cut?
No.
Well, then put something in it. I can't drink it straight, buddy. I won't drink it unless you fix it like a cocktail.
Well, I'll hold his nose.
I don't care. Go ahead. Hold my nose. Go ahead. Fix it so I can't breathe. Go ahead. I dare you. Go on. Bust my eardrums. Go ahead. I'll sue you for every nickel you die.
Oh, Richard, what can Mother do to get you to drink this?
Well, throw in some finish to kill the taste of the castor oil. Then throw in a strawberry to kill the taste of the finish.
Yes, but this is November. We can't have strawberries until next May.
Okay, then throw me a magazine. I'll wait. Then we have the young doctor who's just out of school. This time I'll be the doctor, and Wonderful Smith, you be my patient.
Doctor, I'd like a checkup.
All right, sir. Let's see your tongue. No, stick it out farther. No, farther.
It's hooked on back there. What do you want me to do, to lay it on the floor?
Let's see. Oh, that's very bad.
Do I have a coat on my tongue?
Yes, with a belt in the back. I'm sorry, there's just nothing I can do for you.
You mean I'm headed for the last roundup?
Yes.
Then maybe I'd better start making my reservations. Could I use your phone?
Payphone, right over there.
Hello, operator? I'd like to call Uncle Tom up in heaven. What'd you say? Deposit another quarter? But operator, the Chamber of Commerce told me heaven was inside the Los Angeles city limits. Thanks. Hello, Uncle Tom? This is wonderful. Yeah, wonderful Smith. What's that? No, I don't feel so very good. By the way, did Grandpa make it okay? Yes, it was kind of sudden. He trumped Grandma's age. You say you got to hang up. Oh, you got to polish the golden stars and a few hundred stars. How come you got to do so much work? Oh, short of help up there.
Hey, ask him if my brother made it. He's a big politician.
Oh, hello, Uncle Tom. Did a politician by the name of Skelton make it? Oh, you haven't had a politician up there for the past 30 years. Well, listen, Uncle Tom, I called to see if you would make a reservation. Yeah, I would like a room with a halo and a good view of the earth. Yeah, well, tell me, are the girls pretty up there? Oh, if you think about women, you'll lose your wings. You mean you can't even think about sweet Georgia Brown? Yes, Uncle Tom, you're right. She was pretty. Yeah, you sure had some fun with that gal. Hello, Uncle Tom? Oh, my goodness, Uncle Tom has been grounded.
Trumpet man, come do that beat do tap. Trumpet man, you make my feet do tap. Give 3 cheers for the man with the horn. He might be tired, but he's not forlorn. Tempo bred and rhythm born. Beat it out, beat it out, beat it out, yeah. When his horn gets round to his lips, his educated fingertips makes you wanna shake your hips. Beat it out, beat it out, beat it out, yeah. He'll mix hot licks. He's full of tricks. He really clicks. Trumpet man is a bit of okay when your cares are blown away. The man with the horn is the devil to pay. Beat it out, beat it out, beat it out, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a special bulletin from the NBC Newsroom. Mayor LaGuardia is leading O'Dwyer by 25,000 votes, with 3/4 of the precincts heard from. LaGuardia has 781,000, O'Dwyer 751,000. The New York Times and the New York News both say LaGuardia is the winner.
He really clicks. Trumpet man is a bit of okay when your cares are blown away. The man with the horn is the devil to pay. Beat it out, beat it out, beat it out, yeah. Trumpet man is the devil to pay. Beat it out, beat it out, beat it out, yeah.
That was Beat It Out, which Ozzie and Harriet introduced in the new Columbia picture, Sweethearts on the Campus. And it's a very good picture, too. Say, Truman, I got a swell idea for the introduction for the commercial tonight.
Well, you know me, Red. Commercial-minded me. Let's have it.
Yeah, all right. Well, now, look, I come up and I say, Truman, why do they call Raleigh's the cigarette? See? And you say, I don't know, then I give you a snapper.
Uh-oh. Well, something tells me I shouldn't do this, but go ahead.
All right. Say, Truman, do you know why they call Raleigh's the cigarette?
No, Red. Why are Raleigh's called the cigarettes?
Because they give you such beautiful premium.
Well, friends, regardless of whether you call them preemie umps or premiums, they're really magnificent. And there are over 70 Raleigh premiums, each one the finest of its kind, all nationally advertised merchandise. You'll find a lot of things you've probably been wanting for a long, long time, and you can get all of them. Just smoke Raleigh cigarettes and save those valuable golden coupons that come on the back of each pack. Now, we have a 60-page catalog picturing in full color every Raleigh premium. It's free. For your copy, just drop a card to Raleigh in care of the station to which you were listening. And friends, tonight try Raleigh cigarettes. Raleigh's exclusive gold and rich tobacco blend makes them better cigarettes with a smoother, milder taste and flavor. Yes, with your very first pack, you'll find it pays to smoke Raleigh's. The pack with the coupon on the back.
Say, that's nice plugging there, Truman.
Thank you,
Red,
Yes.
you seem to know all about medical matters. Can you tell me about the strangest case you ever heard of?
Well, I can't tell you about it, but I can show it to you.
All right, go ahead.
All right, you be the nurse, I'll be the strange case.
Come in. My goodness, what have you got on your feet? Slot machine?
Nope, it's not that. I've come to see the doctor about them sounds. He's gotta help me, miss. I got too much iron in my blood.
I noticed you had a high polish.
Yeah.
Well, sit down.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta get oiled again tonight.
My, that is a strange ailment.
Yeah.
Does it run in the family?
Yeah, my grandfather was a railroad magnate. And my grandmother had a tin ear.
Oh, I'll bet it gets you in a lot of trouble.
Yes, it's very embarrassing, too, you know. Yesterday, a guy slapped me on the back, and a man 4 blocks away yelled, "Run for your life, it's another earthquake."
Have you ever been examined before?
Yes, I was examined by my draft board.
How did you make out?
Well, they gave me a little white card, and then I went to each doctor, and he punched a hole in whatever ailment I was tested for.
Well, that's an efficient way to do it.
Yeah, and when I was through, I took my little card home, put it on my player piano, and it played "I'll Be Glad When You're Dead, You Rascal, You."
Well, that sounds pretty serious. We'd better get in and see the doctor right away. Follow me, please.
It sounds like I got dishpan hands, don't I?
Step right in, please. This is the doctor.
How you do, Doc?
How do you do? Say, you are in need of medical attention. You're so pale and wrinkled.
You're looking at a Venetian blind. This is me.
Sorry. Well, my little man, what seems to be the trouble?
I got too much iron in my blood, Doc.
Well, take off your shirt and I'll look at you.
Okay. There went another rivet.
Nurse, while I examine the patient, you prepare the X-ray machine.
Yes, doctor.
Now I listen with the stethoscope.
Okay, Doc.
Yes, my boy, you do have iron in your blood and lacunga.
Doctor, the X-ray is ready.
Yes, I'll be through in a moment. I just want to test his reflexes.
Oh, Doc, do that again. It tickles.
Well, I don't know. That's pretty bad. Water on the knee and iron in the blood.
Yes, sir, boy. With a combination like that, when I die, I'll be a real red skeleton.
Now, young man, you step in front of this X-ray machine.
Okay,
Up here,
Doc.
dear. That's it.
All right.
Now, look straight ahead.
Okay, Doc.
What do you see, doctor?
Why, I see a lot of little men on their knees, and they look like they're praying.
Oh, you've got the machine on too strong. What you're looking at is a crap game in the basement.
You don't know much about medicine, do you, Doc?
Just a moment, Hugh. I'll have you know I studied 4 years with Dr. Neo, Ph.D.
Oh, yeah? Well, I studied 2 years with Dr. Kildare, MGM. Look, Doc, you gotta help me, Doc.
How long have you had this condition?
10 years. But you gotta help me, Doc. You gotta help me, Doc. I sound like a daytime serial program. You gotta help me, Doc.
You say that you've had this condition for 10 years?
Yep.
Then why the sudden hurry to get rid of it?
Well, I just got word that because of the shortage in building material, the government's going to melt me down.
Say, Red, you did all right when you introduced my commercial a moment ago.
Oh, why, thanks, Brad. There's no reason why I shouldn't help out a pal, is there?
None that I know of, Red. And that's the reason I want to introduce a pal of mine who speaks for our companion sponsor.
You know, gentlemen, there are mighty good reasons why Sir Walter Raleigh pipe tobacco is the favorite with men everywhere who know and appreciate quality smoking. Sir Walter Raleigh gives you everything you could wish for in the perfect pipe tobacco. It has a rich flavor, a pleasing, tangy taste, and a fragrant aroma. And it burns extra cool, even and slow. If you paid $100 a pound for a special pipe mixture, you couldn't get finer quality tobacco than Sir Walter Raleigh. It's the quality pipe tobacco of America. And here's the best part of it. With all this high quality, still Sir Walter Raleigh costs no more than ordinary smoking tobaccos. Try Sir Walter Raleigh tonight.
This is Truman Bradley again. Remember, we'll all be back again at the same time next week. Red Skelton, Ozzie Nelson and his music, Harriet Hilliard and Wonderful Smith. And now, here's Red Skelton with a final word before we say goodnight.
Thank you, Truman. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that the government of the United States expects each of us to do his part toward national defense. And in my humble opinion, the best way for us all to do our share is by buying United States defense bonds and saving stamps. Thank you very much for listening, and goodbye now.
Red Skelton appears on this program through the courtesy of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. This is the Red Network of the National Broadcasting Company.
The Life of Riley. The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley.
Jester A. Riley is a man who gets kicked around considerably by an unkind world. But he can afford to shrug off these rebuffs with a smile. For he knows that no matter how he may appear to others, at home there is one to whom Riley is the greatest hero in the world. His 13-year-old son, Junior. Now, this may surprise you, but after all, how much does a 13-year-old boy know? The other day, however, Junior began to show signs of wising up.
Junior? What are you doing, Junior?
Hi, Mom. I'm hanging up this picture of Hank Luzetti.
Well, why is he in his underwear?
Well, that's his uniform. What, you mean you don't know who Hank Luzetti is? Why, he's just the greatest basketball player in the world, that's all. He's terrific.
Oh, is he a shortstop like Johnny Lou Jack?
Mom, he plays basketball, and Johnny Lou Jack plays football, and shortstops play baseball.
Oh. Well, run along, dear. I got to clean up your room.
Okay, I got to finish the composition.
Hey, where are you?
I'm in Junior's room, dear.
Hiya, Dumpling.
Hello, Riley. Did you have a nice day?
Nice day. The foreman caught me smoking and threatened to fire me. I got kicked off the bus because I lost my transfer. I had to walk all the way home. A cop almost gave me a ticket for crossing against the lights. When I came up on our front porch, that loose board jumped up and cracked me on the knee. Some nice day.
Well, if you had to walk home, how'd you get here so fast?
Well, I got a lucky break. A bulldog chased me.
you poor dear. You must be worn out.
Oh, I don't mind. As long as when I get home, there's a little woman waiting for me and a couple of sweet kids. There's nothing like kids. Oh, boy, I feel sorry for bachelors. They're so lonely. Believe me, bachelors would be a lot happier if they had a couple of kids.
Hiya, Pop.
Oh, hi, son. What's that you got there?
Oh, I wrote a composition. It's called The Man I Admire Most.
Well, I can guess who that is. Read some of it, son.
Well, the last part goes like this.
Mm-hmm.
He is intelligent, quick-thinking, ever alert, never daunted when the odds are against him.
True. True.
His sense of fair play, his clean-cut physique, and his code of clean living is an inspiration to me.
Oh, come now, Junior, let's not exaggerate. Well, there's a lot in what you say. Go on.
And that is why the man I admire most is Hank Luzetti.
Very good, son. Very, very good.
You like it?
Yeah, but only one little criticism, Junior. When you read it in class, watch your diction. When you said Chester Raliegh just now, it sounded just like Hank Luzetti, eh? Hank Luzetti? Who's he?
Well, he's the man I admire most.
What? Since when is he your father? Hey, what do you know about this?
Well, I'm surprised at your ignorance, Riley. Everybody knows Hank Luzetti is the greatest basketball player in the world.
So that's the man you admire most. And all the time I thought...
Now, Riley, don't be...
He's perfectly all right. He's entitled to his opinion. But he shouldn't be a hypocrite about it and pretend that I'm the one that...
Oh, but, Pop...
He even asked me for my picture to hang in his room. I spent my last $6 getting it framed so it would look nice on the wall.
Well, Pop, your picture...
Don't deny it. There it is hanging on the wall there, staring you in the face. Wait a minute. Who undressed me in that picture?
That's not your picture. Oh, Junior, you shouldn't have taken your father's picture down. After all...
Don't bother, Peg. You got to expect this when you have kids. Come on, let's leave him with his basketball player.
Oh, Pop, I didn't mean to.
Fine son.
Riley, don't take it like that. It's just a phase. He's captain of the school team, and naturally everything's basketball right now. Besides, you can't go on expecting him to believe you're the most wonderful creature in the world forever.
Why shouldn't he believe it? I do. And what's good enough for me is good enough for him. Frankly, Riley, I don't see that you got such a big problem. But I told you, Gillis, the kid don't admire me no more.
So make him. I had the same trouble with my egg weight. For years, I'm his hero. All of a sudden, he drops me, and he's got a new hero. Itchy Fingers Malloy.
That hold-up guy, the bank robber?
Yeah, that's the type that egg weight admires most. All day long, that kid's either looking at gangster movies, or listening on the radio to the Green Cockroach, or reading them comic books. So naturally, his ideal is a bank robber.
No kid.
Oh, what that kid didn't do. Yeah. Every week he wrote a fan letter to Alcatraz. Once he asked Malloy to send him a picture, and he did.
No.
Yeah, autograph. Yours for life. Number 14833. All I could think about was that bank robber. Wouldn't even look at me.
Well, so what did you do?
He worships bank robbers, so I became a bank robber.
Gillis?
Yeah. Every week I rob Eggweight's piggy bank. This not only makes him wish at me, but it gives me a nice income.
Oh, that's terrible. That's a bad example to set the boy.
Oh, I ain't really keeping Eggweight's money. I'm just saving it up for him. And I'll give it to him when he's a man. On his 41st birthday.
Well, I wish Junior would worship me, but he worships basketball players.
So it's a cinch, Riley. Become a basketball player.
But, Gillis, I don't know nothing about the game.
Well, Junior don't have to know that. Tell him you was a big basketball star in your youth.
You mean I should lie to my... Oh, no, not me. I don't like to lie to my kid. He always catches me.
Well, he won't this time. Play it smart. Remember that time in Coney Island when I won that solid gold brass trophy for shooting at them baskets with a basketball?
And, oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember. Showed a guy holding a basketball and it had written underneath, Champion 1928?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. And the buck I owe you from last week, we'll call it even.
Yeah, I could tell him I won that trophy for basketball when I played for good old MIT.
Oh, don't overdo it. He'll never believe you played for the Massachusetts Institute of Technicology.
No, this MIT is the Manhattan Independent Truck Driver.
Oh, great. Yeah, tell him you was a big star. That's what kids love when their old man was a hero.
Yeah, I'll do it. To make him happy, I'll fib to him. This one.
Yeah, play it up big. Tell him when you had that ball, nobody could stop.
Yeah?
You was quick as a pussycat.
Yeah.
Nobody could dribble that ball like light.
Yeah, I'll tell him they called me Dribble Puss Raliegh.
On the level, Pop, you really won this trophy playing basketball?
Yes, sir.
Well, gee, why didn't you tell me you were a great basketball player?
I just found out myself. Yeah. I mean, well, I'm not one to brag, son. I mean, you know me, modest. Nothing ever goes to my head.
Your father's right, Junior.
Boy, champion. Oh, you must have been good.
Good. I was terrific. When I'd throw that ball, I'd never miss. Ain't that right, Peg?
You certainly can throw it all right.
Hey, Pop, can I show this to the guys on the team?
No.
Oh, why not?
Well, but... yeah, why not?
Oh, thanks, Pop. Boy, wait till I tell him.
Riley, you shouldn't tell Junior a cock and bull story like that.
Oh, what's the harm? It don't hurt nobody. Now the kid will look up to me and admire me. It's good for him, isn't it?
Well, yes, that's true.
You want the boy to go through life knowing what kind of a guy I really am?
Well, no, we don't have to go that far. But no good ever came of lying.
This is just a white lie.
Oh, but you're always doing it. You have no scruples. You even lied on our wedding day.
Why, I did not.
Yes, you did. You told me you found a job.
Well, I did find one.
Yes, but you didn't tell me the job was for me.
Well, I didn't want to spoil your honeymoon.
Well, never mind that. We're talking about Junior.
Yeah, and that's the point I'm making, Peg. If I hadn't have fibbed to you about that job, you'd have backed out of the wedding. And where would poor Junior be today? Peg, come here, quick.
Oh, what is it, Riley?
Look, Junior put my picture back on the wall. He took down that basketball player and hung me.
I hope you're satisfied now.
You bet I am. I knew that boy would come to his senses. You see, there's no harm in a little fib if it's for a good purpose.
Pop.
Oh, hello, Chester Riley, Jr. And not every kid on this block can say that.
Oh, you bet they can. And say, Bob, if I got news for you.
Huh?
You are the new coach of the school basketball team.
I am? Peg, did you hear that? I'm the new coach. Congratulate me. I'm the new coach. Coach?
Well, yeah. Our math teacher used to be a coach, but he got sick, so I told the principal what a great player you were.
Junior, you didn't.
Well, yeah, and the principal said, will you take over the job? And I said, sure. Well, you will, won't you, Pop?
No, I couldn't.
It's out of the question.
Why not?
You tell him, Riley.
You tell him, Peg.
Junior, your father...
No, don't tell him. You see, Junior, a coach has to run around, and I'm not as young as I used to be. You hear that? Flat feet. I mean, lumbago.
Well, Pop, you wouldn't have to run around. You just plan the play.
Well, Junior, I was never a coach.
Yeah, but you were a star. You know the game.
Yeah, but okay, I'm the coach.
Oh, that's swell, Pop. I'll tell the principal you said okay.
Riley, you can't go through with this.
I've got to.
But what do you know about coaching?
I'll fake it.
But you've never been a basketball player.
No, but I've always been a faker. All right, men, in a few minutes, the whistle will blow and start the first game of the new season. I don't have to tell you about the Emerson High team you're going to meet tonight. You beat them by 50 points last year. And with the trick plays I taught you, you ought to beat them by 100 points tonight. Remember, you can't possibly lose because you've got the greatest coach in the game behind you. But no overconfidence. Now get out there and win for John J. Boskowitz Junior High.
And here are the basketball scores of last night's game in the Junior High League. John J. Boskowitz Junior High 12, Emerson High 62.
All right, men, so we dropped one, sure. But it was one of those games that could have gone either way. They might have scored 12, and we might have made 62. Just one of those breaks. But tonight, against Jefferson High, it's going to go our way. They're a pretty weak team, and besides, I dug into my bag of tricks and pulled out some Lulus. You got plays now I guarantee no other team in the country is using. But no overconfidence. Now get out there and win for John J. Boskowitz Junior High.
And in the Junior High League, John J. Boskowitz, 22, Jefferson High, 7. Correction, please. Jefferson High, 77.
All right, men, so we dropped 2. But there's a reason why we lost the last one. They didn't play fair. Every time we had the ball, they took it away from us. Well, let's forget about that. Tonight is the game we got to concentrate on. So get out there and win for John J. Boskowitz Junior High.
John J. Boskowitz Junior High, 14. Manual Arts, 84. John J. Boskowitz Junior High, 10. Westwood, 92. John J. Boskowitz Junior High, 3. Milford, 66.
All right, men, so we dropped 12. But you can't win them all, and tonight our luck is going to change. I didn't really want to meet this Marymount team. The competition ain't stiff enough. It's only an exhibition game, but they challenged us. So tonight, go out there and whip that Marymount team and teach those girls a lesson. On your toes, men. Get out and win. All right, men, so we dropped 13. But that's our lucky number. Anyway, those girls weren't in the same league with us. We rolled up 20 points while they were lucky to score a measly 50. But from now on, men, with the new plays I'm figuring out,
Mr. Riley,
we're headed for the top.
Mr. Riley.
And we, what is it, Bert?
Go on, Junior, tell him.
No, I don't want to.
Go on, you're the captain of the team.
Well, speak up, men.
Well, Pop, here, you better read this.
Huh? Well, what's this? Oh, a testimonial. Signed by the whole team. Well, let's see what it says. We, the undersigned, demand the immediate resignation of Mr. Riley as coach. Men, untouched. This is indeed a beautiful tribute. It's gratifying to know that all of you unanimously demand my resignation. And so I demand my resignation. No, there must be a mistake. Well, they must mean you, Junior.
We mean you, Mr. Riley.
But, men, what does this mean?
It means you're through, fatso. Hey, cut that out, Bert, or I'll sock you. You don't know the first thing about basketball.
Now, just a minute. You're talking to a star, a champ. Here, get a load of this trophy. I didn't win this as a prize in the penny arcade, you know.
No? Then why did it say underneath souvenir of Coney Island?
Where does it say? That. Well, that's the name of the team. No, wait, I'll think of something.
You're a phony.
Junior, you gonna let him talk to me that way?
Pop, you really didn't win this? Of course he didn't. He never played in his life.
Okay. If that's going to be your attitude, I insist you accept my resignation. But just remember, if I quit, Junior goes with me.
What? Well, no, Pop.
And he's the best player you've got.
Well, Pop, I don't want to quit.
You'll do as I say.
But I want to play.
No, not with them. I got my pride, and no son of mine is going to play with a losing team.
Back to the life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley, still smarting from the injustice of being fired as coach of Junior's basketball team.
Hello, Junior.
Oh, hello, Pop.
Listen, Junior, I want to talk to you.
Well, can you make it later, Pop? I'm busy now.
Well, it's supper time. Where are you going?
Oh, basketball practice with the team.
What? Didn't I tell you can't play for them until they ask me back as coach?
Yeah, but I just asked Mom if I could play tonight, and she said I could.
Oh, Mom said you could. Since when is your mother the head of this house? When I give an order, I expect it to be obeyed.
Yeah, but Mom said...
I say that goes. She had no right going behind my back and countermanding my orders. And I'll tell her so right now.
What's that you're saying, Riley?
Who's saying anything?
What's this all about, anyway?
Peg, we might just as well have a showdown. Did you tell Junior he could go out and play with the team?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and when you told him, did you know that I'd forbidden him?
Yes, I did.
And you deliberately went over my head?
Yes, I did.
I can't believe it. I'd like to hear you say it in my presence.
Say what?
That he can play with the team. Go on, say it. I dare you.
Junior, go and play with the team. Well?
Say it again.
Go on, Junior, play with your team. Well?
Once more.
Go on, Junior.
Once more. Never mind. I guess you can say it. But I still forbid it.
Oh, Riley, now please be fair. Do you really think you're justified in forbidding Junior to play?
Yes, and I'll keep on forbidding him. I forbid him yesterday, I forbade him today, and I'll forbode him tomorrow. Oh, what a mess. Nothing but worries. Other fathers are having fun, but I'm standing here in my house worrying. I might as well lie down and worry. Oh, that feels good. I could lie like this forever.
It can be arranged.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, it is I indeed. Digby Odell, the friendly undertaker.
Oh, I didn't hear you come in, Digger. I got worries on account of my boy.
Ah, yes, children can be a problem. Yesterday, a gang of hoodlums pilfered a sign from an Australian travel agency and hung it on the door of my business establishment. Oh, I was furious.
Why? What did the sign say?
If you're planning to go down under, see us first.
I got trouble, Digger. Did you ever play basketball?
Oh, no, baseball was my game. But I wasn't much good at it. I never got out of the dugout. And it looks like I never will.
I should never have lied to Junior about being a star.
You lied to your boy?
Yeah.
Oh, you must never do that. I remember once I fibbed to my youngest son. He had a fixation on prize fighters. So I told him I was a prize fighter.
Yeah? And he found out that you fibbed?
Ah, yes. One day he visited my place of business and caught me boxing a fellow. Frankly, I was mortified.
But I got made coach of Junior's team, and they fired me.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah, but I got even with them. I ain't letting Junior play until they take me back as coach. That's my revenge.
Revenge doesn't always work out the way you think it will, right? In my youth, I was in a different line of business. I had a fight with the boss, and he fired me. Odell, he said, I'm blacklisting you. You'll never get a decent job in this town. I won't rest until I see you digging ditches.
Well?
Well, I'm digging ditches also. Cheerio. I'd better be shoveling off.
In here, Peg.
Riley, I have some news for you. Junior went down to the school to practice with the team.
What? You went behind my back again? I left strict orders that until I'm taken back as coach, I don't...
Don't get excited. They've taken you back as coach.
They did? You mean it, Peg? Honest?
Yes, I spoke to the principal. It's all arranged.
Well, I knew they'd come crawling back to me. I'll go right down there.
I'll go with you.
No, you don't have to, Peg.
Yes, I think I better.
Okay, it'll be a good lesson for you to see how I handle boys.
Yes, I'm sure it will.
You see, I knew this would happen because I know children. Well, it's all psychology. I just say to myself, what would I do if I had a child's mind? And after that, it's easy. Hurry up, Peg. I don't want to keep my team waiting.
Don't worry, they won't run away. They're waiting for you in the gym. Oh, right in here.
Where? Oh, there they are. All right, men. I ain't asking for any apologies. I just want to know one thing. Are you with me, men?
Yes, Coach Riley.
That's the kind of talk Wait a minute. There's something wrong with these men. They're women. Where's my team?
Well, this is it, Coach. The 6th grade girls.
I've been tricked. Peg, who's responsible for this? When I find out who did this, Who did it?
I did. I arranged the whole thing. You wouldn't let Junior play until you were made coach again? Well, I got you a job as coach that suits your talent. Now, what are you going to do about it?
All right, men. All right, women. We got a great year ahead of us. With the trick plays I got lined up for you, we got nothing to worry about from any team. We'll beat the bloomers off of them. Just remember, you got the greatest coach in the business, but no overconfidence. Now get out there and win for John J. Proskowitz Grammar School 6th grade women's division. All right, girls, so we dropped one, but it was close. After all, 88-14 is no whitewash. But the next game, I got a few plays worked out that, girls, you're not listening. No, don't look over there. Pay attention here. You got to listen to the coach.
You're not our coach anymore, Mr. Riley.
What?
We have a new coach.
That's what you think. I won't stand for it. I ain't resigning from this job. Where is this new coach? I'll tell him a thing or two. Where is he?
Here I am, Pop.
What is you, Junior?
Well, I can't help it, Pop. The principal made me do it. All right, girls. Now, the first thing I want you to do is forget everything your old coach told you. Now, line up under the basket here, and I'll show you a few plays.
What a revolting development this is.
Join us again next week to hear the life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. Mrs. Riley is Paula Winslow. Digger Odell is John Brown. The Life of Riley is produced and directed by Irving Brecker.